And with that, the Auroraverse returns. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream today. My name is SenseiSuplex, and today we have the likes of Secrets in the freaking sands. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are ready for an awesome D&D session as per usual, as we have the desert campaign featuring the Kindred Spirits. It's going to be an awesome session as we're going to have 5 players here today. We are still going to be down a Phoebe, aka Raven, but that is a-okay. Besides that, this is the last session of this before we go into, not necessarily the next arc, but before we go on our break week and all that good stuff. So let's have a good one. A lot of RP, a lot of shenanigans, and a lot of information and getting work done. So I hope you guys are ready for all of the goodness. Besides that, do we have a couple of announcements? No, the only other announcement that I do have is, first off, I'm out of focus. If I can fix that. All right, I think that's good enough. But we're also going to be not live, but we're going to be guest starring over on Lord Gosumba's channel over at, I believe, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to be doing a little small talk show about D&D, all the sort of random things, and more. It's going to be super chill, very fun being able to talk to a couple creators in the TTRPG space. So be sure to tune into that over on Lord Gosumba's channel at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a little bit after the likes of this game. All right, besides that, let's do this. Let's head over towards the likes of Secrets in the Sands. Alrighty. Also, no face cams for today. They're still feeling a little bit shy, and all that good stuff. So we're gonna be doing a camless game. But besides that, let's do this. All right, unmute. Hello.
I'm sorry you won't make it to the tournament, Art Ducky. I'm sorry. 4 months to live really sucks, dude.
Oh dear.
Oh man. But
Coming at the worst time.
Oh, I didn't see you there. So we have some news.
We have news.
We have news.
We
We're
will
not
be
making
down
this.
to a party of 5.
In about 4 months.
Oh man.
It's very sad.
And why is this again?
Ducky, why don't you explain it?
I feel like you can just talk about it just with such a bravado that I can't, that I feel like you should say it.
Okay. Ducky has 4 months to live. The doctor said so. We love healthcare.
Oh, what?
He was just asking about his day, and I was just bullshitting him.
Yeah, basically.
I see. So Kanan Chat said another applicant to the vote at nights. Is that why?
I don't think you guys are taking a corpse, so...
I never got my form, so I can't fill it out.
Dread already signed up. Graz got a full ride scholarship and everything. It's
Ross doesn't have a visa. Are you kidding me? Not where she's from.
Alright, y'all. Everybody's loaded into Foundry. Hope everybody's good to go. And if so, let's do this.
Yeah.
So, if I could have each and every one of you all gather around the table and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors, for this is the tale of a looming corruption, and that of the mysteries within. This, my friends, is the infamous tale of the Secrets in the Sands, and the legendary tale of the Soul Bound. It'd be here. Our heroes would be found riding atop their new ancient mount in Gronk. Here they'd have multiple conversations of visions of the future for their village. Discussing how they'd see it ran, they'd eventually would be joined by the likes of Keeper, or the Keeper and Misery. As more discussions were had, Ilva's mark would begin to activate and she'd hear voices enter her head. Kefaria, when the Draconic Sages would explain that to her, that the heroes would be faced with a terrible cataclysm in time, and their current preparations would not be enough. If they were to continue on the path and trajectory of not trusting one another for too much longer until the end, they'd be wiped out and forgotten along with all the cycles and all of Aurora. They'd see a massive tower would begin to emerge in their base of operations, and shortly after, the civilians would begin to gather outside of it, seeking to understand what it was. Kefari explaining that this would be a means to assisting in the likes of this cataclysm. However, it'd be up to the Kindred Spirits, on whether they would choose to activate it. As this would happen, the Kindred Spirits would begin to explain that the end was nearing, but together they'd overcome these trying times, and preparing themselves any way they could, the heroes would have a grand task to accomplish. We'll find out whether the Kindred Spirits are up for a challenge, and whether they'll activate the tower to see the first steps in Session 24 of Soulbound Secrets in the Sands. And that, my friends, we pick back up directly where we left off, as you all are getting ready to sleep or party or whatever the heck you guys kind of want to do. But regardless, we turn over towards this map back at the base. Now again, you do have the first things that you kind of would see is you notice as a bunch of the builder spirits are in the processes of basically building up, well, everything that you kind of requested of them. You look over and you'd see as they are or there seem to be sort of scheduling, scouting out a couple of areas, planting a couple of things down, fences, sort of caution tapes and more, as there are builder spirits pretty much everywhere. No point in me adding like 400 builder spirit tokens, but you get the general idea. So as this is sort of said and done, and these individuals are getting to work, the choice is yours on what you all would like to do at this moment in time. I will move that so you guys don't have to worry about those for a bit. And I will move this off to the side. Alrighty. Let's start over with Creelan and Sirius, as I believe last session you did have something that you wanted to talk or discuss about, correct?
That I did, yes. Yeah. So, as things are calming down, I'm just going to first fly up and just make a big square UAV style and just get another overview of our camp. And if I feel comfortable, I'll try to spot Siri, the tall one from amongst everything, and fly down.
Easy enough. As you do, you begin to scan the area, but it seems to be peaceful enough. But the one thing that you would notice is that the sky begins to shatter and crack, and as it begins to shift from day to night and vice versa, you eventually arrive to the likes of Sirius, who... Well, what are you kind of doing at this moment, Sirius?
They're sending off the water spirits into the lake, onto the oasis. Sirius was checking this hole here and seeing about what could be done about it. And kind of, you see him just really staring down there, or like contemplating for a moment. Oh, hi, hello, Critter.
Wow. Hello. Then you'll see me at the edge, grip the edge, and kind of peer over into the hole. Interesting.
Yes,
Something new here.
This is the hole that the purple worms have cut through. I was maybe considering investigating it. See maybe we can find some sort of supplies that, or any materials that can be useful to one of us.
Yeah.
I think I'm a bit tapped out for energy. Wait. No, I think I might have something. But was there anything you needed, Krillin?
Yes, and maybe you can provide some insight. As you see me flap and kind of get my wings much more organized. I think I need to understand a bit more of your background to help answer my question, but you have had a period of traveling alone and by yourself for a great period of time, yes?
So, was he said almost 2 centuries of my time was spent in the wilds in the city, where I really just lived amongst the lands and took what was there, what was given. Haven't really come in contact with other people.
Okay, and during this time when you set off, what was the goal? You were able to survive and move, but to what?
You understand life and the stars. To understand
At
really
least given a direction.
what harmony would seem like, even in the darkest of times, with deserted lands, of famines, for those that for creatures that do not know how to cultivate, provide. My people are innate in magics of the natural state. We like to cultivate the lives that live among them, even if he waves his hands against it, as some states are like this. We believe that all things have a chance for equilibrium. A meal, water, things that we see as basic necessities for life to continue.
So, given a long travel, a long journey, clear purpose, I wish to believe we are the same in that regard, but start of that. You were by yourself, but I don't want to hold this belief, but you were given up. They pointed you in a direction and told you to go. How
Sorry?
how was that?
Give up?
Given up. Forced out.
Oh, no.
Decided that it was best for you.
Oh, no. It from my teachings in Druidic magic, I felt that a journey across the lands that neighbor my home would do wonders for understanding, once again, the scope of life around me, and it was it's hard to really explain, but again, the place of harmony is really the gist of it.
I think I understand. At least those who supported you and loved you gave you that as you began your travel. I was
That's it.
pushed into mine. So these questions here were to understand not just your journey, but your feelings about the system around you when you started it. My very limited love and support and familial system pushed me out, gave up on me, gave me up. And you had a much longer journey than I, and seemed to be at peace. Something to look up towards too, as you'll see Creedlin very much physically also look up. It's hard not to hate with lack of knowledge.
That Sirius
bro.
walks up and kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. Hate doesn't need to stay in your heart. And what's different about the family could be it does not have to always be the ones that you have been given. It can also be the ones that you found.
You were the first person I found coming out of that crystal. Huh. Maybe there is a lesson there to take.
May seem different in perspective, motive, and kind of execution, but we'll understand each other throughout this journey here. Somehow we are forced to be together by Mark, but for as long as the time I've been with you all, I have chosen to not only have my alliance with you, but to care for all of you.
Between your help and your ability to provide resources, kind of tilt its head towards the farms and the food. For that, you have done well. With this found family, maybe I'll find my exact place in it.
Find your purpose, or we can always help you find it. More than what the marks might hold for us.
To be more than that. And you'll see Kreelan flick his hand open and look at his palm, ball it up back into a fist, and relax his hand. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So it's useful to you. Question: do you have any paper?
And you'll see me like reach in my back in a very in the where the band is, and I'll pull out one piece of paper, and I have paper because I got calligraphy supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And I will hand Sirius a piece of folded paper. Don't mind the creases, please.
It's fine. These can be amended. Since you have some experience with, would it be law or regulations? I think I'm very lacking in this knowledge. I think you, Ilva, and possibly Misery might be able to help. I don't mean this to defend with Sad, but I think he's more free spirited and straightforward to these things. So we might need some specifications with future interactions or conduct amongst ourselves.
This is fair, and at least from my background, it may come from a more extreme version of that, and I would love to have the balance of Ilva and the additional insight from Misery. Let's work on this.
It's getting late. Let us take rest. We've harrowed through a lot today. Thank you for sharing this with me. Your story will be known amongst the stars.
Much.
I can be sure of that.
Thank you. also like to get as close as I can, and then you'll see me squat down, and I'm gonna fly up 50 feet and remain and do some aerial, just loops around the facility for the next 15 minutes. Then I'll find a spot to land somewhere.
I can imagine Sand just going all in serious mouth right now. I will head back to the. Oh,
Easy enough. With that, as Sirius, you begin to head back to your own house. Creelan, do you do the same, or do you do anything else?
I'm gonna be in the sky for like the next 15-20 minutes, and then I'll land down on the roof and then drop down and go in my own bed.
You got it. As you two are doing this, we head over towards 3 other individuals. However, so we're gonna roll a dice here, unless anybody has a preference between Misery, Ilva, and Zale. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I'll go 3. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Zale, is there anything you are doing, or are you heading straight to bed?
That's a great question. Here I am on my phone because, it's so great. Love to be here. It's really great.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I'm really enjoying life right now. I'm going to go to Mako.
You got
Can
it.
you move me there? Is that possible?
Okay. Yeah, wait, what the... oh, wait, I'm stupid. I got the wrong thingy. Alright, yeah, dragging you to Mako is easy enough. You'd see as kind of Ilva and Misery are roughly in this same area, but I think, Ilva, were you talking to Mako beforehand, or no? Am I crazy?
I couldn't recall.
If she's I can wait for her to finish her conversation. I wouldn't want to intrude.
You can just intrude, it's fine.
Okay, well, my PC's working again, so I'll be right back.
Alright. You see the sailors just sort of walking up, and they just kind of like find, I don't know, a shell or something. They just start looking at that for a bit. In the meantime,
Pretty shell.
Ilva or Misery, you guys got anything that you want to do?
I think he's back now.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Alright, we'll start with this, and then see what you two are doing, and then we're going to swap over to Misery.
Hey, Mako. Hi.
Oh, hey. Oh, Zale?
Are you doing anything tomorrow?
Oh, besides sort of building the boat, as sort of usual, I can't really say so.
That's perfect. Want to do something with me?
Are we going to go killing stuff again?
Maybe. I was hoping... I didn't even say what we're doing yet.
I don't care, I'm in. You said a maybe, so that means there's a chance.
Audible blinking. You wanna train before we maybe kill things? Like, physically, so I can... it's like so I can gain more muscle,
Oh, I see. We could put you through some, like, I don't know, basic training or something. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Mako, I sort of kind of lift just random, strangely big shit. But, Mako doesn't really have that much of, sort of, warrior sort of training. It's, maybe Miss Ilva, or maybe that, I believe, Night Lady Misery, maybe they have some more basic training skills. But I can certainly try to help.
I mean, I'm all for lifting oddly large things. Unless, Ilva, you have a better suggestion.
I did find that big bone for Phoebes if you guys want to use that. I don't think she's using it. I don't know how... I was able to carry it. I don't know if that will help you at all. Maybe you can maybe you guys can lift it, and then you can watch each other lift it and see how many lifts you guys can do together or separate.
I like this. It's like a competition.
Yeah, bone lifting.
Yeah. That's totally a thing. We're gonna make it a thing.
Right.
Misery! Hi, Misery, are you doing anything tomorrow?
game is showing up as paused for me. Could
I got you.
Hit the space bar. Okay.
Yep.
Misery is going to step forward, and Misery is going to say, "My schedule is yours."
Perfect. We're gonna do bone lifting. We're gonna train those muscles. It's gonna be so great, you know. And you can probably do the more refined actual exercises that probably actually exist instead of this, you know.
To be fair, Mako, is it?
Right, name's Mako. Just making sure your name's Misery, right?
Yes, Misery. Well, yes, that is the name I go by. However, it's clear here that Mako has, Mako has quite the build. There is definitely some need for strength training, but I'm estimating from Mako that some more precise martial training would probably be best for his personal regiment. In the way of utilizing different manners of weapons, basic things such as footwork, the more real more real-time reactions to being in combat.
Mako's gonna look down as you mentioned footwork. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes a lot of sense. Kind of like this. He still does have a peg leg. That's why he has 9 on dex, or excuse me, 8.
Ooh.
Oh dear, I see nothing all over faux pas left and right. The peg work. Let's refer to it as peg work. But as a
okay.
that is to say, with a peg leg, I imagine there's still quite a bit of mobility to be had. So, I believe that if we're going to train, we should be doing so with realistic combat. However, we would refrain from maiming each other.
Ooh. Hey, Zaya, or anybody actually. So, me and my brothers and sisters, we back in where I believe the Taiga and every sort of thing. We'd basically go sort of practice sort of swimming to sort of train our strength and everything. I mean, we could sort of go do the exact same thing, but I might be a little bit too much because, you know, I'm a fucking shark and everything. But I mean, that's besides the point. But, you know, like, I don't know. What do you think?
We could use the Oasis.
We could.
Exactly.
As I look around here, there seems to be plenty of locations of concealment. So that might be another metric to do some training on, is trying to counter individuals utilizing stealth, rogues, bards, anybody who is light-footed, light-pegged. Sorry.
I mean, you don't have to sort of mention it every sort of time, but I mean, it's all good.
She's gonna scratch the back of her head, and she's gonna have that like big teethy like look, like, I'm bad at this. I do apologize.
No, it's all good. I mean, you didn't mean anything by it, I hope. So, it's all fine.
I usually don't. You see, I have a habit of words sort of floating out of my mouth, and I usually don't. I'm very bad at sensing the sensitivity of other individuals. It's not that I don't care. I just have. I grew up in a society where everyone was quite frank with each other, and honestly quite mean.
Sorry to hear that.
I mean, I don't know about the whole honorary thing, but that sounds pretty accurate to the likes of the Tiger. with the whole Velkins and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think that would be an optimal location. But the oasis would. This oasis would do.
Right. So I think if we're gonna get Skinny over here a little bit more meat in the bones and all that sort of stuff, well, if we sort of break it down into like challenges or something, you know, I sort of handle the sort of swimming stuff and maybe even the bone lifting and all that sort of stuff. Misery's gonna work on, I believe, footwork and all the sort of nightly things that they do. Ilva, you want in on this? What you gonna teach Zale?
To not be a little bitch.
I suppose I'm not really too sure what I could. I mean, maybe stances. But like he uses a sword, so proper stance of positioning of where to place the blade in terms of certain situations might benefit instead of just having it in front of you. I mean, that could work. Like, I mean, I could even bring out the others for that step anyway. They could use some work too.
I would love to be able to take a hit more, because I noticed you guys can take at least 2 hits. I can only take like 1 before I am very hurt.
I can take multiple hits, thank you.
Wait. You can take multiple hits. I can still take 1. The point still is here.
As long as someone can take 1. I mean, 1 is all Mako needs, I imagine.
Hi.
Yeah, I can bring out the boys and girls for tomorrow when you guys are ready for stances. And then we'll see how you guys do, I suppose.
Azil just nods his head very excitedly, like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so great. Nothing can go wrong.
Oh, no,
Nothing.
it's not going to be fun. I mean,
But-
maybe for us, but for you, no, it's going to fucking suck, I'll be honest with you, mate.
I'll make it work.
Alright. With that, Maker's going to go do his own thing. Is there anything you three needed to talk about or discuss?
Not that off the top of my head.
Not together, no.
Okay, no. Maker's gonna kind of go over to where's building the boat and all that. All right. So, Misery, is there anything that you needed to do? Zale stuff's pretty much done for now, till the morning.
After that conversation, Misery is going to sort of look around, and as there's now sort of a somewhat quiet moment where, you know, she is finally sort of absorbing the community and like the structures that are here so far, and getting, you know, getting an idea for what's planned. She sort of just kind of looks off and then looks back between Ilva and Zale and says, this seems like quite the settlement you have here. And she scratches the back of her head a little bit and says, I should address that I haven't historically been very good with people, and it seems that I'm noticing that I have been dropping the ball a little bit, left and right. I presume it's just time. But
Well, if you want, I can help you with that, because I'm very good with people. That could be like me training you.
Oh,
for
you
me
don't want
repaying-
that, Misery.
Oh, yes, she does.
Misery is gonna give Zale sort of like this, like it's a look which is it's a little bit more wide-eyed than her normal look. That kind of is like a mixture of like and legit fear. Like
What's
Sure.
wrong?
Oh no, I just no. I guess that could be a thing. If I don't know. And she's actually just going to step away a little bit and sort of not step away, but she's going to sort of move to the side, just kind of think to herself. And she's clearly having like a social anxiety moment.
Oh no.
And because it's definitely sort of occurring to her that it's not simply that she's the newcomer. It is quite so that she sort of sticks out and is definitely identifying like everybody here is unique, but I'm not gonna meta that. I'm gonna look over. That is to say, Misery's gonna look over to Zale and is gonna say, "I am sorry if I've not been supportive or sensitive to your emotions, especially in the cave, as I can only handle so much of people and baggage that is not my own. Yes, this is awkward. I just want to let you know that I, in the plainest and most obvious terms, that I respect you, and
Okay.
I respect everyone in this group. I am just having trouble adjusting.
I take it back, Zale. She needs help.
Well, if you want my help adjusting in, just call me. It's not like I'm really far away or anything. I'm always down to help, and I accept your apology, even though you really don't need to apologize. I'm sorry for throwing myself onto you in the cave. How about that?
I could clearly tell that taking a look into your eyes at that very moment, you were undergoing quite a bit of traumatic recall, and perhaps there is a time to take inventory. But I was in the middle of my own, and it was hard. So, there, I said it, and I don't have conversations like these often, but there you go.
Well, if you ever need someone to talk about it to, I'm here for you. As your friend. And he'll just nod his head.
And she is going to nod her head, and she's going to look over to Ilva, and she's going to say, okay. So, also, that goes for you as well, Ilva. Maybe we can inventory all of our baggage some other time, but it goes for you as well.
I appreciate the inclusion.
Well, I feel like we've had a productive talk. I'm going to wander over in this direction.
Have fun. Slowly go to Ilva. Is she okay?
Oh my god. Just as soon as she leaves, starts talking shit.
Yeah, you have your work cut out for you. I'm so glad that you volunteered yourself, so you have fun with that.
Uh-huh. Well,
But you're everyone's friend, though, so I mean, it kind of suits you.
I try.
Okay, well, you have
Yeah,
fun.
I
I'm gonna go
will.
down a hole.
What? Excuse me?
See you in the morning.
I hope I do.
Meanwhile, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed. Oh, Creighton's gone. Oh, hello, Ilva.
Hi, lads.
Oh, wait! I immediately jumped out.
do I see this?
Yeah, it's not
Can
too
we
hard to
see
miss.
actual dexterity saving throws?
Like, I don't even know if like do they just like they just walk and they're just like, all right, see ya, whoop, and they just jump down.
Ilva jumps in, like, Lou just like, hey, see ya, just walks him through as like a fucking step, and I'm just like, nah!
I imagine like Ilva's probably like used to this. I don't know about Sirius though. It's like a very much of a tight squeeze trying to jump down here. Sirius, it's not really for like, oh, you're gonna take damage, but like make a dexterity check for me.
I've gotten used to this hole. I've fallen down it many times.
I got it.
She's got experience, guys.
Oh my god.
15. Now, granted, because you're larger sort of form, you're able to just sort of immediately cling over towards the walls, easy enough. And as you do, you're kind of able to lower yourself. Now, I don't think you ever... Did you ever make a rope or something, Ova?
Yes, there's a rope there.
Okay.
I just decided to jump down.
Okay, fair enough. As you do. You both jump down one after another, and let me show you this map. Now, your tokens are here, but like this is just for vision's sake. Alright. Just so you're not like blind or anything. Get rid of this.
Oh my gosh, it's me, Zale. I'm in a hole.
Oh, wait, there's two miseries. Oh, no.
Oh, shut up.
Imagine I just come down and then it's just like for like a split second, it's just quiet just from my noise, and all of a sudden there's just like this tons of rock and dirt coming down. It's just grabbing you.
As you two, you look over. There's a giant fear ball coming down after you.
Siri, what the hell?
Wait, why did you jump in the hole?
I was just looking to check it out, plus send some messages through. So I mean, hi.
Hi. I'm sorry. I panicked. I did not know your reasoning, your motives. I should have. It was so sudden, but I'm sorry.
I don't. You think I would put myself in harm's way on purpose?
I do not know.
I'm just acquainted with this hole, you know. I during the sandstorm, when that weird cat thing appeared out of nowhere, I fell down this hole specifically, and so I just wanted to see where it led, and to now that there's a free moment, I felt it the right time to pursue it, especially since those worms that they're the ones that kind of dug through. I just want to make sure it's a-okay now that we're looking to expand and build too. So, as well as again, you had mentioned that Azura wanted to speak, so I was just going to send off a message too. I mean, you're more than welcome to come along if you like, but I don't need protection from a hole though for future reference.
What great wording.
Duly noted. I was in fact contemplating coming down this hole, maybe not in the same fashion, but
it was really graceful, so I wouldn't. Don't worry about it.
Oh, just patting yourself.
I'll help him pat him off too. Just like,
Yeah.
Thank you.
As you do, you even see like Ilvis, you're kind of patting them off. You'll see as a random just fucking spirit just starts patting them off as well, helping you guys out, getting the dust out. Serious, you do get inspiration.
Holy shit!
And they just bye, boom, and fucking explodes. It's typical spirit fashion. That said, both, yeah, specifically you two, Ilva and Sirius, make a perception check for me. (17 to 18). You're all beginning to, as you're kind of even mentioning it, Ilva, you hear as there is a bit of sort of skittering, and then a couple of voices seem to be higher pitched, and echoes is what you mainly sort of hear. You can't make out exactly what they're saying, but there definitely seems to be multiple of them that you hear just down this cave. Or this little hole.
Siri, do you recognize those voices?
Do I recognize those voices?
No, no.
Why aren't you whispering, Sensei?
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Fuck.
All right, let's try and take a peek at what we're looking at. And we're gonna do shift along the walls.
All right. If you want, you can make a stealth check. But you know how, I mean.
Yeah, we know how that works.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, shit. It was a fucking secret agent over here clinging to the walls. She is the shadows. 15 from Sirius. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. All right. As you begin to do so, around at this point, you look over and you see as, and yes, they've always been here. You look over and you see as there are a couple of crystals, blue in nature, that are glowing amongst the rocks. They're shining, they're pulsing. They seem to be mana crystals from what you guys know. However, you'd also see, as you begin to go a little bit further, not too far, you see, stop right there, as there are a couple of individuals that are smaller in nature, and they seem to kind of be huddled over off to the side and kind of like staring, like almost hypnotized towards these crystals. They're red-scaled in nature, and they don't really seem to have much clothing besides a couple of rags and more. And you'll notice as they are just staring idly at these crystals, as you see a bunch of these individuals. Kobolds.
Oh no.
Oh.
They have always. You'll see as they look over and. Recent enough, but the mana crystals have always kind of been there. But you look over and they're just kind of eyes glazed over for a bit. As they haven't seemed to notice you, as they're kind of focused on this right now. But what do you two say or do?
Siri, do you think you could speak with them? Like,
Maybe?
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Hold on, let me check my spell list. I made sure it wasn't different from going to sleep.
Okay, but just hurry up.
Alright, so that's serious. What do you do?
Alright.
Looking through his book.
I have no book. I have a fucking scroll.
Oh shit.
What are they doing?
So they're like straight up, they're not even really doing much of anything. They're just kind of staring directly at the mana crystals, not moving, breathing, but you'll notice as their eyes, I want to make sure I got this right. Their eyes are, they seem to have this sort of strange, how you say, this strange sort of discoloring towards them as they're kind of looking towards this stuff. You even notice as, oh good.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I imagine that I would know what these are since we killed a whole bunch. But yeah, okay. So.
Yeah, you know what kobolds are. Like everybody in general, like in Tahiri, knows what a kobold is, especially Tahiri with the giant dragon war and all that. But besides that, you'll see as these individuals, they have that little strange discoloring. It's kind of like their pupils are a little bit gray or white. It's kind of even hard in being able to differentiate them. But besides that, you'll also notice as there's a bit of water around them. It's kind of like circling about them. It's kind of like as if a water weirdling with Nuna, how they're sort of circling about them, but it's not an actual elemental. It just seems to be water itself. Very, very strange for sure.
Is there any water coming on the edge over here?
No, it is specifically circling each individual. So there are 4, we'll call it water circles, and they're all circling each kobold.
Okay, so I'll walk closer and from this distance, just quick, I will cast Shape Water and try to use this magic to pull the water towards me as it breaking one of the circles in front of the kobold closest to me.
Sure thing. As you begin to do so, you try to use the shape water to kind of like move the water and try to control and pull it away, but you see as there's a bit of resistance to it. You're able to try to pull and pull and pull, and Sirius, make a wisdom check for me, as that is your spellcasting modifier. As you're doing so, Ilva, make an arcana check for me. Wisdom. This seems a little bit more like druid-ish stuff, you think, but you're kind of lost in exactly what it would be and why it's so much of a struggle. But seriously, you're 22, a little bit more effort, and you're able to sort of pull the likes of the water away from them and begin to control it and shape it how you see fit. And you'll look over and notice as the kobolds, they begin to...
Chris Priding, raising hand.
Yeah.
Hello? I am friendly. My name is Sidious.
Is he speaking? Which language is he speaking?
I am speaking common.
I will relay that in Draconic.
There you go. They look over at you, at Sirius, like he's fucking crazy. Like, they look over, they look back at themselves. They're like, what? And as you begin to relay it over in common, or excuse me, in Draconic, you'll begin to hear as they say, where are the crystals? Where are the crystals? Need more crystals. Need more. Need more. Crystals, crystals, crystals.
Are you saying this is Draconic?
Yes, they're saying this in Draconic.
Knowing that Ilva was speaking Draconic, I kind of gently put my hand upon the top of her back and sort of push her forward.
Putting her on the spot, man.
So yeah, better for direct translation.
We don't mean you any harm, maybe. What are you doing down here with these mana crystals?
Yeah, the woman. Long hair, long arms and nails. She told us to find this.
Oh God. Oh no.
Find this here. We found. But so pretty, so pretty. Need more. She wants more. We bring more.
This woman, does she have a name?
What's name? What name?
The
Alice.
glorious woman's name.
Alice. Yes, Alice. Alice.
What are they saying?
Oh, they're just maybe talking about Alice. Not sure if it's Grim Alice, but Alice.
Do you say that in common or Draconic?
Common. Common.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah.
But she left. Do you think she still didn't expands?
That, or they never got the memo. It's cool. Back to Draconic. This Alice, I'm actually acquainted with her.
Oh, you know where Alice is. Where's Alice?
Yeah. Alice, unfortunately, left you alone. she decided to leave this whole place and you behind. She was dissatisfied.
But no. Alice, no truth.
I tried to stop her, and she teleported out, and I tried chasing her, and yeah, she left. She left all of us.
So, are we free? We free from Alice.
If
Alice dead? No, Alice no dead. No, Alice no dead.
Alice
Free.
is not dead, so you can't be truly free, unfortunately. She got away. What was your relationship with her? Did she
Alice.
use you, or what was it like?
Alice, witch. Strong witch. Powerful witch. Hex us. Hex all four. And you see as they, if you can't get it, they're basically like, they're kind of finishing each other's sort of sentences as they kind of speak. There's not really one specific one kind of speaking, but she plays Hex for resources. We find, we scout, we take, we grow power for Alice.
What happens if I told you that we were stronger than Alice? That's why she left.
Hold on.
We
Make fucking insight check. Because you straight up just said, hey, yo, you tried to stop her, but you couldn't.
I mean, she never said why she tried to stop her. She never gave the connotation if it was positive.
Nova, honestly, I mean, how would this be?
Is he smart enough to understand that thing?
I mean, yeah, it's like that. I'll give you a persuasion check or intimidation. It's really your choice. Any charisma check, just you have advantage on it.
oh no.
It's like, wait a minute. Oh man. Oh brother.
Give her my inspiration.
Oh,
She has my inspiration.
Alright, roll again with advantage.
I rolled double fives, bro.
Oh my god. Jeez. You'll see as they'll look over and say, But, you said you try. You fail. Alice alive. How you powerful? Me no understand. We no understand.
She ran away from us after we found out what she was doing. She was causing harm to you guys and to residents of Voden and to the water weirds, if you know what those are. And so we brought it up to her, and she tried to make it so that we wouldn't be a problem anymore, and we caught her in a corner, and she ended up leaving. She left towards the taiga.
Why she no
She's
bring?
not here anymore.
Why she no bring? No bring?
She didn't appreciate you.
How do you know? She no
Because
appreciate
she
us.
left everything. Yeah, she's like, she said that there was nothing good about this place and left.
Hold on. Deception check with advantage.
I mean, we just played this ball game, you know. I mean, we're gonna get double fives again.
Nah, you never know. You never know, bro. They're pretty fucking stupid, man.
Oh! Let's go,
better.
Elmer.
Yep. Oh, whoops. You'll see as they look over and they say, God damn, we're getting raid after raid. Holy shit.
Oh,
But-
I can't. How many times do I have to thank people?
Let's go. I'll take over. I'll thank people.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Oh, also, give me those, like I said before, give me the Twitter handles afterwards, Max. But anyways, you'll see as the kobolds begin to look over and they'll begin to say, She no want? She view useless? No, she useless. She useless, yes, she useless.
Yeah, she useless,
Alice,
yes.
Alice bad. Alice hex, Alice bad. We no like witches. We
Nope.
kill witches.
Witches suck. Absolutely, yes.
We kill witches. All witches. If we see witch,
Mhm.
we kill them.
Every witch dies. Yep.
Every witch. Every witch.
What
Are you witch? You know witch. Are you witch?
No, I'm not a witch.
Are you witch? They point over to Sirius. You can't understand them.
Siri,
Eva,
Siri is definitely not a witch.
What?
Just gonna nudge Siri with my elbow,
I
and then just in the comment, just tomorrow.
repeat what she said in Draconic.
Tomorrow.
I just
Well, we still beholden to her, cause Hex, we need witch gone from us. We true free. Can you free us? Free us, please. Yes.
I'll speak comment. They want us to free them. They are bound by a hex.
hearing that, I will cast Detect Magic, or my innate ability for Detect Magic.
Detect magic. You would know that this is heavy bits of not eldritch magic, not even arcane magic, but a mixing of the two. This is witchcraft, similar to the likes of Phoebe, what she uses whenever she casts her spells. You would notice as there is kind of like an enchantment spell onto all of these kobolds, and also a little bit of divination on them as well, but mainly enchantment at the end of the day. That is what you would be able to tell. It seems to be on these little markings on each and every one of their backs. That is the source of this.
If they are cursed in some way, I could try some anti-magic on them.
Like Dispel Magic?
Yes.
Do you have that prepared?
Yes.
Same. So we'll let you do that. Let me just tell them, because they looked at you and they were saying, "Are
Yes,
you?"
they have sharp knives, and I am very worthy.
You're squishy. Yeah, I got you. Friends back into Chronic. So, as you know, this tall fellow here is not a witch. He also thinks witches are bad. What we're gonna do is just because we are that powerful, we are going to get rid of your hex, the things that are holding you to Alice's will. And since we've already, we know about her, we know how to deal with it. So he's going to do something. I just need you guys to just stay calm, as still as possible. Think about the shinies and just relax.
Okay. We relax. Magnu, relax.
Okay, Siri, you can do whatever you like.
I will. Hang on. There's a range, right? Please say there's a range.
I think there's a range of 60 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shit, 120 feet. Never mind.
Never
I'm just
mind.
from behind Ilva, you see a bit of like light starlight come from Sirius's hand, drifting off, and like fireflies almost coalescing for the blue light from the crystals. They're going to start clinging onto the back of, I guess. Let me see real quick about a few things. Let me just actually cast it. I don't know how much it will affect, if I can just maybe affect a certain area or maybe just one of them. I'll leave that up to you.
Nah, it's not that big a deal. I'll let you hit all of them with it. But
Okay, so yeah, this starlight just kind of like fireflies clinging onto the backs of where the marks are holding. They're just gonna start growing brighter and brighter, and then as if both the matches are colliding, they're just gonna shatter into start and just dim out.
as this begins to happen, you look over and you see they begin to look towards each other's back. Free! X free! Free! You! Witch Slayer!
Why are they pointing at me?
Witch Slayer! Powerful!
Witch Slayer, yes.
Witch Slayer!
Yep.
We!
That's us.
Witch Slayer, God!
Yes,
God!
God, yes.
Yes.
What?
You'll see as they walk over seriously, it was a visible casting of the spell, right?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
they're gonna surround you.
Oh no!
Siri, it's okay. It's okay. You are now their god.
Oh my!
What?
Yes, you are the Witch Slayer, breaker of change, god among men.
Yes.
Are their. Yes, this is it.
You,
This is happening.
Witch Slayer, we worship the Witch Slayer. What Witch Slayer name?
which Slayer's name is hold on, I gotta translate it from Draconic Common, which is just 1 second. Hey Siri, what do you want your name to be?
I think Sirius is a good chosen name that my mother gave me.
Oh,
Okay. And back to Draconic. Hi. He's chosen Sirius the God King.
oh my!
They begin to. They look over and they all begin to say in unison, "Sirius, the God King, we pray thee. Sirius, the God King, we pray." Then look over towards you.
Yeah.
Sirius, translator.
Sirius the God King, we pray.
Oh.
Yep.
What name? What name of Slayer King's assistant?
Assistant.
You can just call me the Gracious One.
The Gracious One.
Yep.
The Gracious One and the Slayer Witch King, Sirius, the Slayer Witch.
Yeah.
They butchered
I
him
feel so bad for not. I feel so bad for not comparing holding comprehend languages. I feel like I'm missing very, very important context.
You're not. Honestly, it's I appreciate you putting me up to bat here. I've learned a lot from this, and we should do it again more often. Back in Draconic. So, now that you're free, I have a proposal.
What does Gracious One wish for? Is it to serve the Slayer Witch King?
Yes and no. We want you to serve in a free manner. You have your own thoughts and wills, and what you want is valid. We would never close off that line of communication like the horrible witch did. We want you to feel like you're important, and you are important. As the God King demands, everyone is important. We noticed as we were coming down here that you were looking for mana crystals. Is that correct, right?
Yes. We look for mana crystal and also gold, lots of gold. We go stupid. Go get gold for Gold King.
Yes.
You'll see as immediately, phew, that fucker just starts sprinting on all fours over towards further down the hall.
What is he going?
He's going to get you a present.
What?
It's a tribute. It's common among kobolds. It's normal. Just relax.
I haven't run into too many kobolds. They were very violent and prone when I saw a gem.
It's different this time.
Okay.
You just hear.
I am very worried.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
See,
Sees it
kobolds have a lifespan of 7 days. I do not like this.
He sees he sprints back, and you see as he has a fucking hefty chunk of a golden ingot just in his hand. He's like sort of barely almost dragging onto the ground before he drops down to one knee and presents it towards you.
My God.
I am also going to kneel down in front of him and say, "You are too kind. Absolutely, this treasure that you give to the God King is so appreciative. We have no words."
Oh, God King. Oh, accept gift from the Mogul. Or Magno.
Siri, they're wondering if you're going to accept the gift. Now, it is common courtesy to accept the gift, or you're going to ruin a relationship.
I will shakily kind of grasp with both hands the gift of gold.
They look over and they begin to immediately bow their head.
So, what is our relationship with these kobolds now?
It's developing. Just 1 second, Siri.
It's developing.
Back into Draconic. What do we call you, lovely people? Do you guys have individual names, or is it more of like a pack name?
We are the Magnu. That is Mognu.
Mognu.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So Mognu. I love the name. It's good. Are you guys accustomed to finding gold and mana crystals?
Yes. We scout. We find. We retrieve. Magnu do good.
Mognu, the God King has traveled for over 2 centuries across plains and deserts, looking for a suitable place for to lead his people. We have found a such spot above these tunnels, but unfortunately, he's a busy man, and he requires his subjects to find certain things and to keep everyone happy. Mana crystals and gold are actually one of the two things that is needed to keep people happy. We have wildlife that consume these crystals, and Siri, the God King Witch Slayer, is very appreciative of other life and animals, and wants to see the world anew, thriving, luscious grass and just lots of life everywhere. What can we give you to help us keep searching for these crystals and gold and to bring them back? What can we provide you as the Gracious One and as the God King Witch Slayer?
We, Magno, want clothes. We want food. We want gold. We want throne. No throne. No throne. We want horde.
Horde. Okay. In common. Hey Siri. It's going well.
Yes.
It's looking really great. The Gronk situation could be solved. Siri, shut up. Not you, Siri. Other Siri.
That's like the third time this entire campaign.
They require basic amenities and just a place to put their hoard, which is normal. Normally, they like to keep bibs and bobs and have it as their own space. So, in return for clothing, food, and a hoard and gold to place their shiny stuff, they would also look for gold and mana crystals for us. Their name is, as a tribe, as a collective unit, is Mogu.
Magno.
Yep, Mognu. Sorry, yeah. And I think it's in our best interest to go forward with this.
I concur. I think this is a strange but fruitful endeavor.
Awesome. Just one sec. Hold that thought. Mognu, the God King Witch Slayer would like to accept and be a community as one. He is going to say a speech towards you, and as a to let it be known that this is official. And I will translate that back to you. Is that all right?
Yes, this is okay for Magno. But before we do any more, I just want to make sure that we can spur around and everything so everybody's able to get their stuff. So we'll go down the list. Creelan, you're still going to bed. You didn't have anything. You're just waiting for basically wake up from long rest.
I was flying, and being that I saw them jump into the hole, before I go to bed, I'm going to see if I hear any death curdles, any signs of bones being broken.
What?
If I don't, I'm going to assume that they're fine.
Maybe not a death curdle, but make a perception check. The DC is pretty high, but yeah. 21, yeah. You heard like a echoing sort of yelp or scream or something. It kind of echoed for a bit a little while ago, so there is that.
I'll wait just another 30 seconds. If I don't hear it again, then they vanquished the foe, and I will go I will sit down and take out my calligraphy tools, and I'm going to practice writing something. And then maybe after about 10 minutes, I'm going to head to bed.
You got it. All right. Misery, we'll go over to you. Is there anything that you were trying to do? Just want to make sure everybody gets their time to do stuff.
I'm not presently in this hole.
No. But just in general, like outside, I want to like bounce between people so everybody gets their fair share of time.
Misery is standing by herself and sort of just looking up into the sky. And I think what she is doing is just having a silent, quiet, emotional processing, and that will probably take about an hour. She's thinking through a lot. She's thinking through the past confrontation with the Lich and her family member falling, and is just kind of going through the recollection that was brought about by the memory being brought back in the cave. And it's yeah, so that is what she is doing. She's not doing anything other than that. After about an hour of processing, she will return.
Mm-hmm. Easy enough. All right. And then, Max, is there anything that your character Zale was doing? Or are they just heading straight to bed and keeping it simple?
So I looked at that hole, it's like, oh my god. And he'll go to bed after watching two of his friends literally jump down a hole.
Alright, easy peasy. Okie doke. Well, meanwhile, back to the God King and the Gracious One. Oh my god.
Please. God King Witch Slayer.
God King Witch Slayer. It's funny because like this could have happened to any of the characters. It just really depended on who went down the cave or heard shit first. And they just happened to be here at this time. So it just happens to be Sirius and Ilva. This is the funniest shit ever.
Oh, Jesus.
This is an experience.
You'll see as the four kobolds begin to look over, and as they do so, they kind of like, they stop surrounding the likes of the God King or God Slayer Witch King thing, and they will, align themselves like a knightly crew, and they all begin to bend the knee before each and every one of you as they wait to hear your royal speech.
Siri, now that negotiations are coming to a close, I think it's best as the God King Witch Slayer, as you are now known.
I'm sorry?
Yes, God King Witch Slayer is what your title is. You need to say a few words of inspiration towards them, and I will translate it as best as I can. Common to Draconic's a little finicky, but I'll do my best. And yeah, we'll go from there. Whenever you're ready. I'll also kneel towards Sirius.
Oh my god!
You kneeling is making me uncomfortable. But
Shh, God King, please.
Subjects of God King Witch Slayer, I am thankful for your offerings and also your servitude. I would hope that our relationships are cordial, consentful, and filled with respect.
I will stand up. Go, beautiful, Siri, beautiful. And I will address the kobolds.
You see, they're just fucking worshiping, like praising the. They're really getting into this.
I would think there would be more talking about what did they want again?
Just one second. Back into Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
As the Gracious One, it is my greatest opportunity to translate for you what the God King Witch Slayer addressed. He is thankful that you are here with us today and that you will be a benefit to not only himself but to those around him, and that he extends his gracious favor, knowing that you gave him such a wonderful present. He would also like to extend the favor, a smaller token for each one of you. He hopes that in return, you too can talk the good word about the God King Witch Slayer, and if you come across other individuals such as yourself, to bring them back and show them the greatest way of the God King Slayer and what he has done for you and each of us for his community. And I'm going to take out 4 pearls and give each one of them a pearl.
As this begins to happen, you see as they begin to say, Magnu appreciate, Magnu worship, Magnu protect the eggs, Magnu raise, Magnu teach to praise God King for saving our clan.
You are always welcome here. Never forget that, and remember to always bring back your mana crystals and gold, and we will set up a treasure hoard and provide food and clothing for you and anyone else you of the Magnu tribe. I apologize. We will provide that for them and have a section for you so that you can call it your own.
Magnu appreciate. Magnu need mini holes for children.
Like sleds?
No, holes for home.
Holes.
Mhm.
We will dig out holes for you. This can, if you like this area, you can live here if you like.
Mhm. We need hole here in cave. We know Lexon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Who does?
What do they need?
They would like to live here, under the graceful guise of yourself and your holy wisdom. But we'll have to dig out some holes for them. They don't like the sun, so they're going to be strictly underground.
I think I can provide such a thing.
By all means, God King Witch Slayer, show them.
Yeah.
There's a so uncanny coming out of Ilva's mouth out of anyone.
I am going to walk over towards this wall and put a hand and hang my head for just a second. And in that second, I am going to wild shape into a giant badger.
Oh my god. They'll see as they begin to say, God King can do anything. God King, beast.
God King is great.
Oh, gracious one. Thank you for showing God King.
Absolutely, it is my pleasure.
And which animal do you turn into again?
Giant badger.
Giant badger, you got it. Let me go find that. Alright. Let's test this out, serious. Alright, so this should work. Hiya! Wild shape. Bam.
Whoa! It worked!
Like
So
a
if you-
magic.
So if you open up your
give me the
character
scale.
sheet.
Give me the scale.
Oh, you. That actually is the accurate scale. So a giant badger. You are the size of like you're not a horse or anything like that, but like you are up to Ilva's chest. It is fucking terrifying. But just
Okay,
for the
fair.
but to votify them, you know, we're just gonna boop and bam. There you go.
There we go.
Just make
There we go.
everything
Alright,
huge.
With that, I am just going to start using my nice little 3-finger claws and start just digging a hole.
All right,
Aw.
easy enough. As you
Make
do.
sure for one in each of them.
So, here's what this is. So I can explain this out of game. So basically, what this means, since you guys have deceived, persuaded, however you want to take it, you have convinced the Mognu basically
Accumulated.
that hey, yo, they can live here and they can kind of do their own thing and even help you guys or whatever. Now, to make sure I got this right, Ilva, Sirius, and I guess because you two are the ones here. Are you guys actually adding them to your civilization? Like,
Yes, absolutely.
We will all live in harmony and under one
That is
sky.
what the God King Witch Slayer is all about.
perfect. So that means, as they mentioned before, they have many eggs. As many eggs, meaning there will be many more kobolds very soon.
Oh no.
Meaning, funny enough,
shit.
over the course of the campaign, basically, you guys have just started a kobold culture in the likes of your own civilization. Meaning
Where'd you
later
go?
on in like the future, when you guys have like full-blown cities and all that stuff, you'll probably see a kobold population every now and again at night.
You know what? If anything, if we get to the city, they can be our plumbing group. They can make our sewer system.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That is actual D&D canon. They make sewer systems.
They actually do.
Damn New Yorkers, after my own heart.
So, that being said, in the future, that will be a thing that you will see just naturally kind of in your civilization, like way down the line, probably. Alrighty. So, with that, is there anything else, as you begin to start building up a couple of holes and all that sort of such for them, they all begin to obviously graciously bow, appreciate it, and more. But besides that, is there anything else you guys need to do down here, or anything that kind of needs to be roleplayed or anything like that?
Nope, just taking the mana crystals.
Alright, so taking the mana crystals, you'd find a huge amount of them. Now, not every single last one of these crystals are activated, but let's roll for this. Alright, Ilva, I need you to roll 3d8 plus 3.
Goddamn!
18. Alright, you guys gain 18 mana crystals from this vein.
Let's go.
Also, because for the sake of brevity, they're going to give it to you eventually. You would see as... Hold on, so 18 mana crystals. The kobolds will also give you a bit of gold in the form of ingots, and it will come out to about 225 gold total.
They want to know. Why don't they just give me it all the time?
What's the appraisal worth of the big ass nugget we got?
It's basically 45 gold each ingot.
But the one that Siri got?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
And then there's more and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, that's basically what it would give you.
I would just add 45 gold to my inventory then.
Yeah.
My god. What did we just do?
Bro, I just saw like, hey, I was coming down the fucking closest hole, and apparently there's a whole fucking subculture in it.
And look,
Yeah, subculture of 4 kobolds.
More people
It's gonna
for
get
me
much
to
bigger.
train.
Oh my god, yes!
honestly, covert ops, cobalt ops.
This is literally Lord of the Rings. We're gonna show up like Rohan.
I would love. Okay, so I would love a scene where like there's the oasis or a river or something, and all of a sudden a bunch of kobold heads pop out, and they have like makeup on their face to
Oh
kind of
my
make them
God.
look like, and then just literally have them go in, and they're gonna snip the individual parts of the chain link fence and then slip in, and all that. I think it'd be great.
You can do that.
Incredible.
You actually can do that if you want. So the other sort of thing, I guess because this is technically like the first time. 'Cause most of the time, it's been NPCs that kind of already have specialities, but these are kind of like, you can kind of make them whatever you kind of want for this sort of thing. So if you ever want to like get retainers or even more retainers, or like train them to kind of do certain things. So like, let's say you wanted to do that little special ops sort of thing, you could train one of the kobolds, and then they'll probably like train all their children and all that stuff in the future to become, ninja, secret assassin, whatever the fuck you want them to be, special op agents.
Spartan
Oh, no.
kobolds.
Me and
Spartan
my-
kobolds.
Me and my K2 retainers will train the kobolds.
What is your profession?
Oh,
Let me hear your. Let me see your war face.
Magnu! Oh my god. So there you go. So I just wanted to explain that out of game of like the possibilities of what you can do with these guys eventually, and you can start at that like pretty much whenever you want. But yeah. Alrighty. So Ilva, Siri, she said you guys don't have anything else to do RP wise
Actually,
down here. Oh, okay.
One last thing. After Siri's done making the tunnels, or whatever, I'll try and grab his attention to swap out of it.
I kind of nod.
See if you can restore the transformation yourself. If you double click on it, it should have a restore transformation button.
I don't know where it is. Wait. No, I don't see it.
Oh, I see it. Top right, beside close.
Yeah.
Where?
So you double click your thing, the badger, and it says restore transformation.
Yeah, see if that works.
Okay.
Yeah! There we go. Hey! Super cool.
I love making our lives easier.
Yes, I actually will not hate running for druids or like people with polymorph now. I love this. Like, oh man, let me just go change the fucking permissions and all this other stuff for 20,000 years. I love it. We make it.
So how do I do that?
So the way to do it, I'm gonna do it like after the session. I don't want to do it right now because it's gonna lag up a storm. But I'm basically going to. I'm gonna import all the D&D Beyond monsters. I'm gonna give you permissions for like almost all of them. And then, or at least the SRD, and then you can just basically drag and drop the actor onto your character sheet, and it asks you to wild shape them.
Okay.
Yeah. This was kind of like a newer feature they added a couple of months ago.
Nice. Sorry. So anyway, I buried, so like in give context, I buried a deeper hole, and I gave like subsections, almost like a cul-de-sac. I made like one to the left, one to the right, a second, another, and a big third, and like in the middle.
You made them a whole house system. My God.
You
gave them a living room.
Got a suburb. Bro, alright, last sort of thing, I'm sorry, but I can just imagine there's gonna be like a whole fucking like culture, like a subculture and like city underneath your guys' fucking city of just kobold and all the individuals that like prefer the darkness and all that stuff, and they just rise out from the ground during nighttime and all that, but they stay in the dark during daytime. God damn.
That's so cool though.
Just imagine this now. You have the Undercity. But
The Underdark, but actually nice and not awful.
Can they start seeking undercommon? Because that's what I have.
Nah, you gotta teach them that.
God damn it.
You should teach them common first, at least.
Yeah, they can't speak common. That's a little bit of an issue, but Ilva, go ahead and we'll
make
let you.
school.
Siri, do you have any more of that starry stuff that you do before we send them off?
What degree?
Well, there was this one that you did when it was a long time ago. It was kind of like the stars of a dragon. What happens if you send them off using some of those stars? You know, really just like bolster them, you know, inspire them.
Not really understanding. Sirius will go
like you know how you do like the the old chalice thing you bring out. It's like all starry.
I think I Sirius go. You'll see the marking on Sirius's head starts to glow a bit. And it's like almost building up a bar. It's like filled up with like sort of liquid, some like astral liquid, and then Sirius's form will go into the dragon.
Easy enough.
That was the last small gift of the God King Witch Slayer. We are going to go on our way. We hope that you really take care of the gifts that he gave you. Those pearls. Do not lose them, as they are special to Ciri, the God King Witch Slayer.
We'll see as they begin to nod graciously, and they will begin to head out and do their tasks and individual sort of, shenanigans and quests. With that,
It's gonna pat Ciri's shoulder. Well done. You did great.
I have no idea what I just did.
You cultivated a community. It was beautiful.
Well, that's good. I think communication errors might be in order.
Oh, I believed in I believed in you the entire way, just as you believed in me when you pushed me to talk to them.
Sorry, it was a matter of instinct.
Of course, same. I was bolstering you up, as you know, because I mean, we're gonna get other people coming here, and you know, you do have a nice stature figure. You can be the speaker. Yeah, totally.
You did not just do all of this out of spite, Ducky.
The world
I don't know
will
what you're
never
talking
know.
about.
He did not just do all of this out of spite and pettiness.
And fade to black, we all go to sleep.
Oh my god. Well, if that's the case, just want to make sure. So, Misery, about an hour has sort of passed by. You'll probably see as Sirius and Ova are going to bed, respectively. But, that said, do you follow to sleep, or follow to find a place to sleep, or is there anything else you'd like to do?
I don't believe a place to sleep was ever much established.
It was.
That was never saw it.
Well, you never saw it, but it was established. I remember they said that, hey, we had... Or I'm pretty sure you guys said that you can use Farmer's Room.
We
for the
definitely
time.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
My boundary is acting up, so therefore.
Oh no.
All good. Just tell me what you
Misery-
want to do.
Sure. Misery is completed. Misery's done processing, and she is going to wander back towards the settlement, and of course, seeing whatever lights are still lit as she is approaching. She is looking upon what has been built so far and thinking about how this is certainly a much better position to be in than her camping out in the middle of the wilderness. And so taking the positives and the silver lining of her situation, she is going to step forth, and she is going to, without much of a word, she is going to approach the house where Farmer's Room was located, and she is going to, it's funny because like she is going to step into that house, and she is going to go towards the door, which it seems like this was the one that Farmer was indicated, and she opens it up and takes a look inside, and she takes this like very like sort of subtly surprised survey of the entire room and all of the very, propaganda centered details of the room. And she sort of has this like look on her face like, oh wow. And she is going to look around, and she's going to look over towards a poster of a very particular fellow with a very big bushy beard. And is going to sort of tilt her head a little bit to the side and shrug, and she's going to look down at the very mechanical symbols on the rug below, and sort of blink at them. And then I don't remember if Misery ever was told much about Farmer.
I don't think so.
No.
Not at all.
And then looking over towards the bed, it looks like the bed was never ever used.
Oh.
It looks like the bed was completely untouched, and there's a layer of dust on things. So she's going to just sort of brush off the dust, and then and just kind of go to sleep, and she's going to spend the next half hour sort of staring up at the ceiling and then drift off.
You got it. And as this begins to happen, Kindred Spirits, one by one, you all begin to fall asleep, and you all eventually begin to awaken for another day of adventure and another day of progress. With that, you all gain your long rest. Hit the C key to open up your character sheets, and then you may hit the long rest button.
A question for I see 2 different spells on my spell list, and I kind of want to see if these are already pre-approved to you.
Gotcha. Which ones are they?
Is one called Cancel and another one called Lunar Luck.
Cancel.
Lunar Luck is from what do you call it? That's from Atlas of Etheria.
Okay.
And then Cancel, I feel like Cancel was something that Patron made, or it's either
Yeah, I
Patron
remember
made it
that.
or Sean made it. I said no to it. Yeah, Cancel, no, I remember that. Lunar Luck, I haven't really used it enough to know if it's okay or not.
I'll be honest, I don't know if it's going to be up to your stuff.
It's gonna be what?
I don't think you're going to like it.
Yeah, we'll see. Hold on, let me reread it again. Blah 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 blah. Fuck it, we'll do it one day and we'll see what happens.
One
All
day.
right.
We'll do it live.
Okay. So I'm give you heads up. I'm gonna use it. we're gonna live test run.
Live test run. Yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Oh, Sensei, I have something to say as well.
Mhm.
I don't have my shotgun in my inventory.
Oh, did it? Oh, I gotta remake it. That's fine. I can easily do that.
Okay.
It won't take.
You don't have to do it now. I doubt we're gonna do combat anytime soon.
Yeah, that's
no
fair.
understands.
That's fair, but I need to at
Should
least
probably
write it
right
down
now.
to do it. Yeah.
Like,
Sale, shotgun. I'll be doing that in the background, but good. Thank you for letting me know. All
No
right.
problem.
So as we begin to do, or we head over towards each and every one of you all awakening. Actually, here, we'll start off Full House style. Let me go back onto the other scene. Whoops. Let me make sure everybody's also pulled over there. But we turn towards Sirius Creelan and the likes of Misery waking up in the likes of their house, or their makeshift little house for the first time. As you begin to do so, a lot of days work, but is there anything you guys say to one another before you head out to accomplish your differing tasks?
For Sirius, he's going to wake up and contemplate how the fuck he became a god. How does he have subjects without really saying much, but he feels better about at least providing a home for people. And with that, he is going to ritually cast Lunar Luck.
You got it. As this begins to happen, you see as 3 sort of motes of light begin to slowly start forming around you, Sirius, as they kind of orbit you, almost like a, well, yeah, almost like the sun in the more. But as this begins to happen, you look.
Bitch, I'm orbital.
Yeah. But as this begins to happen, you look over and you arrive to see as Misery and Creelan kind of open their door and see you kind of finishing up your little ritual casting of the spell. Is there anything you say to each other, or information you need to convey to one another?
Good. It's just so night out.
It would be. So I was been checking this before. So this is like canonically all this was happening like last session, basically. Time-wise, I just allowed that, but it is now daytime.
Okay. Good morning. I hope the 2 of you slept well. How are you?
Oh, hello?
Yes.
We
Okay.
hear you. Yay.
Yay. I should probably mention for the sake of mentioning that oh, yes, actually best demonstrated in conversation. So when she steps out and she looks about, she says, fortunately quite well rested. When I was out there by myself, I had basically slept in my armor most nights, just for the sake of not having to spend the time to don it should something arrive. But now that I'm actually in a safe haven, it feels good to sleep normally.
That is good to hear. I'm glad you were able to be comfortable. Glad to be able to provide you comfortable sleeping quarters. To give you both a heads up, I'm going to tell the others as well. In the hole, we found some kobolds, and I think we're going to have a good relationship with our friends down under.
Kobolds. Okay, let's go take care of them.
Oh no! They are friendly. They're completely friendly. They will not cause us any harm.
Say, I beg your pardon.
They are friendly to us. To get better context, they were under forced servitude towards a hag that we've previously run into named Green Alice. I was able to dispel the bond, and I was graciously thanked for the services, and they will now be helping us in turn for food, water, clothing, and they are going to give us mana crystals and whatever gold they find on the ground.
And she scratches her head a little bit.
It's a lot to take in. Just know, if you find a kobold of red scale on the ground, they are friendly to us. Just tell them. I kind of repeat the same phrase that Ilva said about God King Witch Slayer.
The God King Witch Slayer.
Yes, the God King Witch Slayer.
The gracious.
You.
Come again?
Do you speak Draconic in any way?
No, I don't.
I think a talk with Ilva about relationships and maybe how to present ourselves would be in order. But again, this is for a later time. Right now, we have a few other things I think we might want to take care of.
She's got a little bit of a hold on a sec. I'm gonna have her insight the situation. Oh no, that's a 4.
All right, there you go.
She is going to sort of look around puzzled, and she's going to be like, have you ever heard the term trust but verify?
And not until now.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go ahead and welcome our newfound friends.
I don't think
give me
they'll be
just a moment, because I'll need to tighten my bracers a little bit. And also make sure that there are no gaps between the armor plates. So just give me a moment.
Yes. Just that I'll be outside. If you once again need anything from me, I will be such, and I kind of walk outside.
As this is happening, Creel, are you just staring out like this is conversation the entire time?
This is a dumb question, but bracers are on the arms, right? They're not on.
Yes.
Yeah, they're on the arms.
Yeah.
What are the ones on the legs called again?
Greaves?
Greaves.
Greaves.
Okay, I'm going to be tightening.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. I'm going to be tightening my greaves, making sure that there are no gaps between the plates. Because I would like to not have any prick of a knife wedged in there for any reason. And so she's going to do exactly that, and then step out, take a deep breath, and say, "Okay, I am ready."
With that, Creelin, what I think you were trying to say something a little earlier, or am I crazy?
Oh, I was just kind of thinking maybe a little bit too out loud, but how close Auroran would be to Draconic since
Oh
they're
no,
both
not again.
able. But I'll kind of step out and
Actually,
take a
funny
look
enough,
towards
make a history check.
history.
Oh no, I know where this
You
is
know where
going.
this is going now.
Lore!
You know where
Oh,
this
no.
is going. Hold on, make sure I get this right. Would you? I mean, I'll give you advantage, but yeah, I'll give you advantage for this, but who knows? We'll see. 11. You know a little bit, but not too much because you didn't
Not
necessarily
terrible.
partake in it yourself. Now, Aarakocra, the way we changed the lore in the Auroraverse, and your character would know this as much. Though your character maybe not having any affiliation with it, but your character at least knows to an extent that Aarakocra, they are actually, well, dragon slayers. These were the individuals who were specifically, well, not tasked, but they were individuals who would typically separate by differing tribes. The air tribe focusing on fighting white dragons or individuals in the snow, red dragons with the likes of the flame tribe with other types of Aarakocra and more. But at the end of the day, they wouldn't necessarily know, like all Aarakocra would know Draconic, but if they did, it would be more so for a tactical means more than anything. You as Creelan would probably be able to pick up on it a little bit easier than any other race if you were to try to learn that specific Draconic race, if that makes sense.
Fair. And as Sirius leaves, I'll step out and take a look at Misery and just understanding the armor and having her put that on and kind of say, hey, I had a question about your troop. Was it your legion? I forgive the naming.
Are you referring to my retainers, or are you referring to the Netherine Order?
Your order, Netherine Order. That culture, Netherine. How was that?
How was that? That's a rather loaded question. How was the culture? How would you describe your culture versus another's? You would clearly, as the individual in your culture, look at others with some level of peculiarity, would you not? And that your idea of norms is based upon what you have grown up with.
This is very true, and you seem to be of someone coming from an order much different than mine, and I'm going through a process of exploring other ways of life. I want to make the comparison there.
Well, what I can tell you that where I am from, it is very explicit to the Shadowfell, and the society, the Netherine people, they, well, a vast majority of them have never left the Shadowfell. So anything outside of the Shadowfell is of some peculiarity to them. It is the mark, it is the duty of the Netherine Order of Knights to serve the Raven Queen, who is seated within the Fortress of Memories, very specifically to root out any enemies to the people of the Netherine society and any threat to the Raven Queen herself. And so my ways have been much in the ways of protection and intervention of harm from outsiders. As things went on, and as I was brought into the upper echelon of the Knights, I was tasked with reclaiming specific relics that belonged to the Raven Queen, of which the Raven Queen would bestow upon mortals, either loyal to her or not, that she felt were worthy to use them. And it was a strategic gesture of hers, but I am not one to judge the motives of the Queen. And it was the job of me and the troop of my reclaimers to do just that. After the item had served its use, to go out and reclaim. And ours was one of the very few that would actually leave the Shadowfell. The first time I left the Shadowfell, it was very bright. It was very strange. While I've acclimated to other realms, it is still... there's still something that can be said with me being so far away from where I am from, around so many individuals in so many ways that I am not exposed to. I have treated it all with a sense of peculiarity, but also finding appreciation. But if you're asking, but my point from the beginning is that culture is a very difficult thing to describe, especially from a position of living most of my life in one place. In the beginning, it seems like any one individual only knows what they have grown up within, and that everything else is far from the norm. So that is why I find your question somewhat peculiar. But perhaps taking inventory of the differences is the best thing to understand. I'm getting a little philosophical here. I hope that answers your question.
It helps. In some aspects, we are alike, as growing up in one culture is all that I know. I may feel comfortable in this plane, but this is only my third outing outside of walls of my monastery, and in great effort. I trying to see where other cultures and lives and lifestyles have structured themselves, to see where I can learn from that, and in some instances break apart from it. And for your order, it seems like there is very great adherence to both your purpose and continuing that. I'm of the same. So in your order, if you were to not follow instructions handed out, they would ruthlessly try to murder you as well, yes?
There would certainly be a very strict set of discipline, perhaps murder is a little bit more on the, I would not necessarily say extreme, but it is more on the severe side. Others would be in the form of some sort of physical disciplining. But I think, I've seen it in the eyes of your companions so far that they all seem to live or be from places that are exposed to many different ideas in many different ways. But you, like me, seemed to been brought up in one way. And I'm noticing that that way is one of discipline in one way, shape, or form.
This is true. I was able to gain some insight from Sirius that may be less structured on the path of knowledge and growth, while from our similarities, it is growth within the organization through purpose. Much different. It's much different.
It is different. Although, I have treated the beginning of this process with some reluctance. But after seeing and understanding that you have certainly gained a head start in this process with them, as opposed to myself, perhaps there is hope for me to actually integrate to some degree with the party and the community. I don't want to remain an outsider if I can help it.
That will happen with time and showing your value, meaning as much of in the truth as you can. At least that's what I have done. I, as we noted earlier, quite different in our upbringing, and they in return have ensured I have not died on a few times where it felt certain. I believe the same could follow for you.
She's going to nod, and she is going to sort of contemplate the notion that it will, in fact, take some time and some effort. And she looks over to Creelin and she says, well, I appreciate that we've had this. I appreciate that we have this talk. It should sincerely help myself. And I hope that perhaps understanding a bit about the differences between your way and my way, while also noticing some of the similarities, will be a fruitful endeavor.
I think so. And you'll see Creelin turn around, run back to the room real quick, grab a couple pieces of paper that he was writing on last night.
She's gonna
Hop back
tilt her
out.
head to the side, like, "What's Creelin doing?"
and fly back out, and you'll see a stack of paper, and they're right now panned out, and all of them empty except the top one. And the top one, in outrageously beautiful calligraphy. Just has a couple of words at the top, and I'll kind of hold it up and say, as we learn together, maybe we'll some of that knowledge in here, and you'll see the top of it, because it's just a blank title with the border. That's on that first page, and it's Badges Militari Stilo. This will be a manuscript for the techniques and the theories and practice of it. Starting it now, and I know your input would be very much welcome.
She looks down at it and blinks, and then says, I would be happy to. Granted that is not a word that I use at all, but yes, I would. I'd love to.
Good. And one thing, and then he'll run back in, grab the writing utensil, run back out, hold the stack, and give her the utensil and say, take your credit now. Sign at the bottom.
She's gonna take the utensil and look up to Creel and be like, there isn't something strangely magical that you're not telling me about what I'm doing, because as soon as I write my calligraphy on this thing, like I'm not signing a contract.
No, this is authorship.
Okay.
Manuscript. Contract.
In which case she nods, and she's going to look down, and she is going to, in probably the most deliberate way that she can put calligraphy down on a piece of paper, she is going to write her full name, not just Misery. And what's embarrassing for me out of character is I gotta look up her full name because I've been using Misery this
Misery. Oh god, I fucking struggle to say
exactly.
it.
So
Misery at the Sanderall. I butchered it.
So the Sanderall is her last name. Her first name is.
Oh, we're talking about that. I can pull it up. Blah, 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 character background. Misery. Where is it? Did you write it?
I had to have posted it to you.
I'm looking at the things that you sent me.
Misery standby player application.
Well, you write it down for the sake of you write it down for the sake of being, but yeah, we'll get
It's so she's gonna write Zoriana.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Zoriana, quote, Misery, the Sanderall. And she's going to draw somewhere in there sort of a actually at the end of the name, basically sketch the universal symbol of the Raven Queen.
Awesome.
Deep names, and you'll see Creel and nod, and thank you. I'll put this back in at a future point. We'll work on this, but and you'll see it like tilt his head side to side, try to crack his neck. That tower, I think I'm going to take a look at that first. I'll walk back in my room and put the manuscript down. I'll start heading out and give a nod to Misery on the way out.
And as you do, the scene comes to a close, but we look over towards the other room, starting off with Zale. Alrighty.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Hi, Zale.
Hi.
Zale, as you begin to slowly wake up, Ilvo probably waking up a little bit afterwards or before, it's up to you. Eventually, just a sort of quick thing. Is there any conversations you two specifically need to have with each other before we focus on Zale for a bit?
Not that I can think of, unless Ducky, you have something.
No, I'm good.
Alright, easy peasy. You say nothing as you walk out, you just say, no, keep...
Oh no, he's not walking out. He's doing something in here.
Oh, man.
Oh, I think you point. I forgot about. Okay, go ahead.
He's just gonna go inside and just has a letter in hand, and he just plops it gently right on her bed.
Alright.
And then he'll attempt to go out unless he's going to be stopped by Ilva.
You just get the side eye.
Anyway.
Easy enough. So, Zale, as you begin to head out to the likes of... Or to the likes of outside and more, the likes of... Actually, you guys haven't named this place officially in canon yet, but the likes of your village is here for you to explore and do as you wish and see fit. So, Zale, what you got for us? So, what do you want to do next?
Mako.
Alright, you're
Where-
looking... Mako is kind of always
It
near
hasn't
the...
loaded yet. Hasn't
Alright,
loaded
gotcha.
yet, so I can't move.
Gotcha. But you, in general, just to describe it, you'd always find Mako kind of near the. He doesn't really have a bed, so he kind of just mainly stays out at night, kind of towards the shores and building the boat, sleeping on the docks. Really, he doesn't really mind it though. But he kind of, is not the greatest sort of situations. Regardless, has your map loaded now?
Nope. It'll load. It takes a while, anyways. It's
That's
fine.
fine. Theater of the mind.
Remember the preload?
Yeah, it's just this map is gonna be, and it's not gonna get any better. Some of the when I builder Spirits tokens are gonna be off, but it's a very big map because it's gonna be a lot of stuff on. Also, we got a lot of feedback from Animus. I think it's gone now.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
How could you?
But eventually, as you look over, you'll see his Mako's kind of just building up and looking at a couple of sort of schematics. As you see, he has a makeshift sort of raft in the workings of a small wooden ship. Now, though it's not on the map, he's been working on this for a while, but he has a makeshift sort of start. Looks over towards you. Oi, hey Zale.
Hey, that's good.
Just sort of fucking making this piece of crap right over here. Trying to make myself a boat to sail over to that tournament. Whole thing with Bioni, but struggling a little bit, so hopefully I won't be a little late for that. But yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah, what's up with you?
I'm just excited to do this training thing. Very excited. It's gonna be fun.
Right. So, I guess I might as well take a break from this. I need to stretch out a little bit. Okay, so you're gonna be trying to get all big and swole and all that stuff. All right.
That's the idea.
Well, this sort of thing, we're kind of near an oasis, but this should work out good enough. That being said, I'm gonna have to figure out a way how to sort of transport this thing, though, from here to probably the rest of the coast, because kind of just stuck in oasis, that'd be fucking shitty-ass boat. But that's besides the point. Anyways, you'll see as he begins to take off the likes of his sort of peg leg and leave it off to the side, and just splashes in, kind of, and begins to start swimming about.
Zale will actually take off his jacket. He'll leave all his What?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm fucking
Oh
with you.
no, he's more shirtless than before. He'll take off his boots. Just unequip basically everything,
Yeah.
and he'll just dive in.
As you do, you immediately begin to splash about, and as you do, you look over and you'll see as Mako will look about at you. Right, so this is swimming's not necessarily as straightforward as, like, you know, just lifting big shit until, you know, you get all nice, big, and strong. But this is still just as difficult to kind of do, if not more difficult. See, his thing is, well, I guess for this sort of training, you're gonna be racing me. Now I know I'm a fucking shark. It's a little bit of an unfair, a little bit of a disadvantage for you, but that's fine. See, if you can eventually beat me, then, oh shit, I'm probably not gonna be able to go back to my family again. But it's at least a start.
What?
We're a very competitive lot.
Oh, okay, that was concerning, but I'm glad it's not actually serious.
No, they're great. But, anyways, alright, yeah, we'll do this. They'll kind of look around about, where should we sort of race off to? Let's start sort of small. Yeah, then you'll see as he kind of just starts swimming out further and further out towards sea for a bit. You obviously following, and eventually he'll kind of just say, alright, here, well, this is about far enough. First one over to the likes of this, back towards the dock will be the winner. Really focus on your form and trying to, how you say, just use as much strength as you possibly can. If you don't have the correct form, then, well, you ain't really going to shit. And you won't be really gaining any shit in the process. Make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. And you'll see as he kind of, for the sake of brevity, he'll kind of demonstrate a little bit of kind of how he would sort of swim. Now, though he's, you know, a shark folk, he's not an actual, like, you know, sea creature. He actually does have legs and arms and all that stuff. So he kind of swims in a similar way to a human would. With a couple of slight differences. But as this sort of happens, you'll see as he begins to say, alright, let's see what you got, kid. Ready? Set. Let's fucking go. And immediately you'll see as he begins to start splashing and swimming about rapidly. Zale, as you notice as Mako begins to take off, it is with breakneck speed. It's an unfair disadvantage for sure, but how would Zale begin to try to start swimming about? Is there anything special that he would do or be thinking about in this moment in time?
As he just watches Mako, he's going, how deep is the water?
It's pretty deep, granted, I mean, compared to the actual map and all that stuff, but you can't necessarily, like, touch the ground unless you really go a little bit closer back to the shore.
I see, God, I have to bring my real life things into that. As Zale just watches Mako, he's just gonna, he'll let out a smirk and he'll pull back his hair with makeshift effort as the water makes it very much easier, as he's just gonna copy his form but in his own way because he doesn't have fins or webbed or anything like that.
Easy enough. As you begin to do so, you try to pull back your hair and begin to start swimming forth and forth. Make an athletics check for me.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
A 3. You begin to start swimming for a bit, and just you see a rogue wave that you didn't necessarily notice off to the side just wham, just crash into and almost throws you completely off balance and form for a second. You begin to look over and you feel disoriented as it strikes you, and you see as Mako is about almost there as you're still kind of floating over in the middle of the ocean. With that, Zale, it seems to be that you're struggling a little bit, but as you're swimming and swimming and swimming, it is a process, but it is not looking too good for you. Eventually, as this is sort of happening, Zale, is there anything else you try to give yourself a boost or an edge in the likes of this? Trying to really focus on training.
He just continues to think and think. He's like, I'm not a failure. I can do this. No fucking bullshit. I can do this. As he'll just keep trying to do it without any crutches, no magic, just himself.
So you begin to do so. Make another athletics check, Zale.
Oh!
And that's what as you begin to do so, you look over and you begin to you think about using magic for a second, or a split second, and no, can't use it here. You can just hear Ezrin almost, for a brief second, you swear he just talked to you for a second, almost calling you dead weight. But as you do so, you focus up and immediately begin to start swimming in forth with all the bits of strength that you can possibly muster. You swim, you swim, you swim, and it is a very difficult process, but eventually you'll see as Mako's kind of sitting up over here and you're able to catch up with the likes of him with a breakneck pace. So he does so. Not bad, not bad. I kind of looked over towards you and I was pretty sure you were dying for a bit, but hey, it all worked out. Good stuff, I guess, but you're gonna need to be a little bit faster from now on.
I can manage.
Alright, well, it's gonna be a bit. Don't get tired too long. This is only the warm-up. With that, we'll see as, for the sake of brevity, Zale and Mako, you guys will begin to start swimming back and forth, and the likes of these makeshift, not necessarily games, but more so makeshift races to try to really focus on form, technique, but also using the likes of, or kind of explosiveness when it comes to muscles and more when it comes to speed and agility. With that, Zale, make one final athletics check for me. See how the rest of your training kind of goes. 15, not bad at all. As you begin to do so, you continue forth with the likes of Mako. You're trying your best to keep up pace, and you do see yourself noticeably improving throughout the likes of it. Eventually, after several minutes, or probably a little more than, or about an hour or so, you'll eventually begin to sit back and climb onto the docks, and you'll see as Mako begins to sort of put his peg leg back on his sort of hook for a hand. And as he does so, we'll see as he looks over. Right, not bad at all. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up being my fucking first mate at this point. Looking good.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, Zale and Mako adventures, storming the fucking seas and taking down everything that comes towards them.
Oh yeah. That
Alright.
would go horrible.
Yeah, I got a couple of things to sort of work on this sort of ship. You can probably head over towards Ilva if they're not doing anything to kind of work on your, what they say, stance training, whatever it was.
Sure, yeah. If you need help, just let me know, because,
Oh.
I could use that lifting big wood stuff things.
Well, fucking please, this fucking goddamn boat isn't gonna get finished by its damn self. I didn't really want to bother you with any of that, especially because I don't think any of you are really going to the tournament. I don't really know what that's all about, but...
Well, until a magical reason pops up, I don't really have the biggest of excuses to go there. It's not like I know anyone there or anything.
I mean, you said that you have amnesia or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, well, typically, what ends up happening, all the individuals of every single sort of, region, the Asia Taiga, the Forbidden Expanse, the Valley, all that sort of stuff. Well, typically what ends up happening is a bunch of those individuals or representatives show up, and also a bunch of sort of bystanders as well. It's kind of like, it's not really like the Auroran games or anything like that, but it's a pretty big event. You might even find a couple people that you did know in the past, all that sort of thing. That's what hopefully I'm trying to look for, trying to find the Astral King, see if I can make sure that they're all good and dandy.
The Astral who?
The Astral King. He's one of the So over in the Taiga, basically, unlike the likes of the fucking petty council over here in the dynasty of fuck all over in the valley, the Astral King kind of quote unquote rules over the many Velkin tribes over there. They kind of all answer to him, but it's not really more of a rulership thing. It's kind of weird. But yeah, he's the Velkin, they're a bunch of sort of sailors, raiders, pirates, all that sort of stuff. He kind of he's kind of I guess the ruler of them.
When you said Astral King, I thought something very different and much more scary, considering the name.
Well, I mean, he kind of does have this giant fucking astral scar going down his goddamn body, but that's a whole thing.
Oh. That's no fun. But, yeah, that tournament, meeting a bunch of people, that's, scary, actually, for me.
He's gonna make a intelligence check. Speaking of which, I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I think I remember, that sort of mark, kinda like, that scar goes down from, like, the eye to even a bit of the chest, but also going down the arm as well. I think it kinda like, think about it, they kinda had, like, that little square thingy, what's the name? Misery. There we go. That's the name. I'm good with names. That one sort of had. It's kind of like broken or something. No, it's like a half square.
Half square.
Yeah.
You've met them in person, or you're just assuming?
Oh no, I have.
Oh.
That's why I gotta go. I kind of gotta go to them to make sure, you know. Hey, like, is good old Mako still good for the whole sort of being a ship captain and all that sort of stuff, or is that sort of falling through due to the end of the world?
Oh. Do they have a name, or
No,
is it the title?
They always go by the title.
I see. Like any other details?
I mean, hey, they fucking forgot their memory, so hey, maybe maybe your best friends in the past or something. I don't fucking know.
Please. The only thing that's come from my past is enemies. I doubt I'm getting any friends anytime soon. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Looks at the camera. But, right. Hey, but, I mean, the only other thing at the tournament that I can think of, and we'll kind of see as he's building up a bunch of other shit. Those draconic sages or whatever, it's for a bit of power and all that sort of stuff. Those guys, I believe, yeah, Zuriha's the name. Yeah, this is her tournament. She kind of, she'll be there. She's one of the only few dragons in the likes of all of Odin. Person who wins, they get bestowed upon an honor to be able to go fucking deal with, what is it? Into this sort of grand armory or arsenal or something, I think. A lot of politics involved, a lot of power, sort of shit that I don't really care about. I'm just more so here for a good time and just, well, not killing people, but beating people up.
Hey,
And maybe
Sensei,
killing people.
Oh, I forget. Is Azuriha the name of the Red Marks dragon?
Yep.
Should look down. I might have an excuse now.
Why's that?
I have this as he'll show off the red triangle.
I meant to ask you all about that, but I kind of just thought it was sort of some weird gang thing, something. So I
No,
kind of
it's
just.
not.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah, okay, cool. Don't know what that is, but I wish you the best of luck.
I don't want to meta. Does Zale knows it's Azuriha's mark? I'm trying to remember. Because he's seen Azuriha, right?
Yeah, you have. I am 85% sure.
Yeah, I know he's seen it, but I don't know if he knows.
Well, regardless, you did hear the message of the voting knights basically saying that, hey, yo, they're all the draconic sages, or the sages will be there. And same thing with, yeah, this was Zora's message from a long time ago, even them in chat were saying it. The sages will be there, very, very powerful weapons, or basically, if they fall in the wrong hands, then there will be problems, not even just for the likes of the Valley, but across all of Odin and other shit, as a very, very powerful group of individuals will wield it and probably eradicate all of us.
This is starting to make a lot more sense than I realized it. Oh boy. Mako.
Well,
I might come with you, and maybe others if I can convince them. But oh boy, I have to convince them.
oh, I mean, good luck with that. I mean, you seem like a friendly guy, but if you could convince them, also convince them to help me with this bloody fucking ship, please.
I said I'd help you.
Oh, I know, and I appreciate that, but the others as well.
Yeah. Yep. He'll put back on his coat. It's like, I'll be off trying to convince them, and then he just shudders at the thought of trying to convince him.
You got it. As this is sort of happening, you head over towards, who are you going towards next? But we're about to switch over to Sirius.
He'll just start walking over to Ilva, because that's basically where he was gonna go next anyways.
You got it. So, here's what we got. Let's go to Sirius. Sirius, what would you be doing at this moment in time as first things first in the morning?
Thinking about seeing how the others, as far as like the other residents here, see how they're doing, and probably gathering the rest of his companions for maybe a talk.
Easy enough. You're able to find them pretty easily, to be fair. You'd be able to know where Zale is relatively, Ilva is, and Creelan as they're getting ready to sort of head out. But as you call them all over, after you sort of get a couple of requests from the likes of the individuals. So for a couple of requests, I think some of them have mentioned it before. But after talking to a couple of them for the sake of brevity, token. Spine Snap would basically be requesting that they would love to have a laboratory or a workshop of the sorts to sell all of a couple of their wares and also be able to make and craft new artificer inventions. For the likes of the others, like Onyx's crew, they really do want for a arena or training pit and all that sort of stuff. Seeing that it's being made, they're kind of satisfied. But also maybe even at some point, individual houses rather than just sort of bunk bed situation at some point. They're used to it, but it's just would be a nice to have, rather. It's a lot of the cases and scenarios of like you talking to the individuals. It's more so of nice to haves rather than necessities, you know? But a couple individuals mentioned something for something to take the edge off, whether it be like a tavern or even just something where it's like, hey, this is a place where we actually have fun and we're not worried about impending doom or survival or work all day. So figuring out something for that would be nice, but they don't necessarily have any suggestions for that specifically. And that would be relatively what most of the individuals kind of say. Serious as this happens, you gather all of the Kindred Spirits, correct?
Yes.
Alrighty.
If they're not doing anything.
Well, question is, are you guys doing anything immediately, or you good to go?
I'd like to do the messages.
We'll go Ducky and then Creelan. What's up?
I'd like to do the messages.
Gotcha. Are you talking about through Gary or anything?
Nope.
Just okay.
Something.
Yeah. If you're doing it through sending, yeah, you can just say, "Hey, Sensei, I'm sending the messages," and you're good to go. Just send it to me, and then also to the person or individual you'd like to send it to. If you're sending it to an NPC, though, then yeah, just let me know about that.
And one last thing, really importantly, is my drawer open?
Is your drawer open? Trying to think. Oh, no, it is not. It is not.
Okay.
Yeah, Phoebe closed that, from what I remember. Alright. So that's Ilva and then Creelan. You were trying to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna fly over and just kind of tap people on the shoulder about the manuscript. So I was gonna fly over and talk to Mako just for about 60 seconds. Hey Mako, how you doing? Good. And well, Noel got the manuscript, and I see that he's working on the boat. I'm telling him I'm not a carpenter, but if the small, finer wood things he needs help with, I can help with that. Over and also do basically the same with Spine Snap. Hey, I have this. I want you to figure out some weapons you may want to put in the book, and just talk about weapons with him. And I have an idea about a training facility. I think his engineering can help. And then I'll head back to the group.
You got it. So for weapons, you would begin to hear. Well, the only thing that would be super of note is Spine Snap would start mentioning that though they're a battlesmith, they have a herd, not necessarily engineered or made them, but it is something to look into the future. Certain weapons of not necessarily normal martial or simple means, but means of exotic nature, exotic weaponry. It's more so an idea to maybe see if it's even possible to create or craft, or even replicate. But it is just they do convey this information to you.
Creelan is very excited about that. Flies off to the group.
Alrighty. That says that everybody, before Sirius calls you over. Alrighty, sounds good. Sirius, take it away.
Glad to see you all well rested and accommodated. I think we might have to discuss the elephant in the room, or what we will have to call the tower in our home. It seems maybe Kefaya, was it? Ilva?
Yeah, it was.
We might have to see what exactly what this tower holds, and see if it is an ill omen or an aid to us. Or at least make it known as such if we all go in there and just apparently die.
Oops. Question. Should we tell the other groups about this tower? I feel like it's pretty important to tell other people about it.
After further investigation, we can relay a message via triangle.
Sure.
So how would we like to approach this? Any suggestions?
Maybe half of us go from air, half of us go on ground.
That might suffice.
That way, maybe we can check out the top as well as the bottom.
So who would it go from the air besides Korean?
I could probably make my way up, but I wouldn't be able to stay because it's daytime. So my flight isn't that long, but I can at least get up there.
Oh, yes.
I was just gonna say, unlike my retainers, I do not have wings. I'm probably best suited on the ground, but Creelan can take my retainers.
I can.
She is going to smirk a little bit. She's going to say, "Oh, sure. Shelley, Poe, and King can certainly take care of themselves, but as she extends she's going to do the thing where she extends her arm, commands them to come forth, and then from different places, they are going to sort of just kind of fly in, and then all land on her arm. It's like, I am certain that they will be able to take direction from individuals other than myself."
This is good. And I will bow my head and spread my shoulders so they can perch on my head and shoulders.
She is going to look at them and she's going to whisper in their direction, and all three of them are going to perch right on top of Greenland's head.
Easy enough. As we do so, it is definitely a little bit more added weight, but it should be fine.
Okay. And we're planning to investigate this right away, yes?
The sooner the better. I feel. Better to ease our minds and not worry about this thing maybe being a signal to whatever animosity is beyond the sands. So, let us be off. I'm going to walk about here, and just for note, I don't see the half of the map.
Samesies.
Wait, what?
Let's have gone.
There is a void horizon.
What the fuck do you mean there's a void horizon?
I think it's
Someone
pretty
chopped the head.
self-explanatory.
Virgil came through and dimension cut my home.
Oh man, alright, here, I'm gonna see if this map, was it doing it for the night map as well, or no?
No.
Okay,
No, it's just this one.
I'm gonna swap to the night map then. Give me 2 seconds. Bam. Give me like about 30 seconds, if you will. But as you guys all begin to get a little bit closer and closer towards the likes of this giant massive tower, you see as Ilva, your mark begins to slowly start glowing once again. At first it's been kind of pulsing throughout the entire night, but as you look over, it seems to be continuously pulsing and almost at a rapid, almost like, kind of like a heartbeat, but it's pulsing rapidly now as you look over and get closer and closer towards it. One by one, however, you all begin to get towards it. And is the map fixed yet, or no?
Still loading.
Still loading. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it is fixed. That would be unfortunate.
Well, the gods just cut off half our home. I guess we are deducted.
Symptom of Ragnarok.
Is it still actually cut off?
That's just black right now for me. So it's loading.
Gotcha. Well, in the meantime, I drag you all over here. Well, let's leave the mind in the meantime. So, as you look over towards the giant, massive, spanning tower, you will see as there are runes or writing or somethings onto it as it continues starting, or as the writings begin to start from the very top and then begin to start scrolling and sprawling all the way down to the bottom. You look over towards it, and it seems to be this small slit down the middle. It has a fairly bit of space, but you notice as there is this strange, almost well, not really divine, it's more of like golden-esque sort of, how we say, bar or of light that seems to be filling up a portion of this tower where that slit is. Almost like a loading bar, if you will. Looking over towards it, I'm not entirely sure why it was like that, but Creelin, you remember from checking out from before, and it wasn't like that originally. Something has changed and something is growing or moving or manifesting about this tower. Matt, what do you all say or do as you look ahead towards it?
So first, half of the map on this place is still gone too, so that sucks. For that, is it just like a stairway towards like the top, or is it like we have to like climb it?
A little bit of climbing is needed, but you can easily do so. It's not that big of a deal. Climbing onto at least the basis of it and past a little cragged rock, you'd find as there is... I mean, assuming you can move your tokens if you're not doing that, but you could easily just sort of step onto it and step onto the multiple platforms before eventually arriving towards the base of it, where all of the writing begins.
Make the effort to that.
Alright. That said, are you guys all on the ground right now, or is anybody in the air?
I was flying, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna head up, and I'm actually gonna focus on the writing. I'm gonna take out a piece of paper, start at the top, and the best I can with my calligraphy, copy what's on the. There's that like big tablet in the middle with the writing on it. I'm gonna try to copy that.
Oh, so this tower doesn't have any like doors or anything at the bottom. It's just a straight up
Nope.
tower.
It is a straight up tower. No doors, no nothing, no entrance.
Okay.
So almost seems to be kind of like an obelisk.
Then I would have just went up with the people then. So.
Looking over towards it, Creel, as you begin to start writing down what it is, this doesn't look like really any language. Not really common, not even like bits of Draconic that you could probably see. It just looks more of like shapes, iconography, symbols, more than anything. You write a majority of it down, but it is a lot to sort of write. As you begin to do so, it takes you about 10 minutes before you drop down and you finish what you need, but as you look over, you all see as there is a smaller sort of symbol in the middle of the, or kind of at the base of this sort of strange structure. You see as there is a white, or not a white circle, but it seems to be a circle inside of another circle with three fins about them. One towards the left, one towards the bottom right, and one at the very, very top. You see as the marking itself is branded into the stone, but that's it. What do you guys say or do?
How's my mark adding up now that we're up to here?
You look over towards it, it is almost a flashlight right now.
Oh. I can do shadow puppets?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Seeing that, do you feel any sort of connection to this?
Do I feel a connection to this?
1 second, I'm gonna try to help you all out for a bit, give you all a little bit of a visual, so it's, you know, I mean, it's not the greatest, it's a lot bigger than this, but, good enough, we'll use this. As you get closer towards it, yeah, it's not necessarily like a negative feeling or a positive feeling, it's more so you look over and it feels as if something is sort of pulling towards you. Something is calling towards you.
I feel as if something is drawing me or pulling me or calling out to me.
Sort of a negative way.
I'm not. It's kind of neutral. I don't really feel it being positive or negative.
So there's writing on this thing, right? Or is that just...
It's writing, it's symbols, and more kind of deal.
You can't read them whatsoever?
No.
What if I like shine my mark flashlight on like each of the runes?
As you begin to do so, you shine it over, and you see as the writing begins to slowly become clear. You notice as the shapes themselves begin to slowly start forming, beginning to collect, and begin to form words out of the differing lines and more. You look over as it reads, you see as there are numbers also forming with them, with this strange sort of symbol. You notice as one of the words amongst it is soul shards. Not necessarily 100% understanding what that means or what that entails, but you look over and you see as you unveil more and more of it, you see differing sort of visuals, pictures, almost like pictures telling stories amongst the likes of a cave wall that you would find referencing an older civilization and more. You see that, but instead you see yourselves. You see the likes of an Aarakocra or a bird-like individual. You see a humanoid with 2 horns jutting out of them. A taller, sort of purple-skinned individual. You see all of yourselves in these differing sort of shapes and iconography. With that, as you begin to do so, it is time for me to explain this. Alright. Looking over... where is it? How dare you? You son of a frick. Where the fuck is it?
Well, that escalated.
What? There we go. I was like, what the frick is it? Alright. You'll see as you begin to do so, there is one thing that you hear as well.
Ooh.
You begin to hear, not necessarily Kefaria's voice, but a sort of raspy, echoing, broken sort of voice saying, Reforge. Rebuild. Reform.
Anyone else have a creepy thingy, Bobby? No, just me. Cool.
As this begins to happen, you look over and you see as the writing becomes clear, and this is kind of what it says. You see over as well, the last sort of thing, excuse me, I almost forgot one other thing. Looking over towards the opposite side of the wall, you notice as there are multiple individual sort of faces. You see as faces of yourselves as well as other individuals. You'd see the likes of familiar ones at that. Ones that you've seen through the likes of the Red Triangle. You look over and you see a sort of turtle-esque individual with horns jutting out from their head. You even see the likes of two different bear folk. One with a sort of green sash and more, and another one dressed in almost Theros-esque attire. You notice as a bunch of the individuals that you've seen through the red triangles, their faces, or more so paintings or drawings of their faces, and it's very, very much like carved onto like a stone wall, but they're all apparent and they are all here. Next to them, you'll see as there are, how would you say, what would it be? It's kind of like this, it's very weird. It's kind of like a strange sort of circle or kind of a socket. There we go. That's a better word to explain it. Kind of like a socket below each and every single one of these strange sort of portrait looking things. That is what you see on one or the other opposite side of the wall.
And like their faces. Is this like crude drawing thing?
Yeah,
or...
it's very, very crude. It's not like, hey, let's just have Finn's art. Like, it's not just like Sirius's token or whatever plastered onto it. Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like for the one that had Zale.
Say it again.
Is there a Zale face on there?
Yep, there is a Zale face that you can pretty much tell.
I'm gonna go right to the Zale face. I'm gonna look at Zale. I'm gonna flick the portrait and see what happens.
Flick the portrait. Seems to be that nothing happens, but you feel as you notice as your mark begins to sort of glow. Something, it reacts to an extent, but it seems to be something from the tower just is not activated yet. But it did react. And people were asking, the portrait would have 2 horns.
Well, boys and girls, any ideas on how to see if this thing turns on?
Seeing that Oa kind of pours the mark onto us, do we all able to see that?
Yes.
Is there any carved carvings or at least iconography of our symbols on there?
There is, but it's only one. You look over and it seems the closest one that you can see, it's not exact. It seems different. The symbol kind of in the middle of or at the base of this tower, it seems to be a circle with another circle and several triangles surrounding it. The closest one to that one is, well, Ilva's. However, hers only has one triangle compared to the 3 that is apparent on this one.
Wait, so it's
I can draw
same
it
symbols-
out if you want me to.
yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
That would be nice.
Alright, so it's bam. Bam. Alright, and then it's kind of like, can I do lines? No, I can't do lines. Alright, bear with me, mouse drawing here. And then... kind of like that, roughly,
It's a
but better.
shuriken.
A shuriken.
Well,
Is that a Sharingan?
It's not supposed to be curved, god damn it. But yeah.
I think the tower's Mangekyo, guys. I think the Uchiha are coming.
Oh man,
No.
oh man. It's a
I don't know who
Beyblade.
those are.
This could be my guess, but maybe Ilba and Zale? I see forms of triangle similar to yours in a circle as well.
My initial guess is I just haven't. I mean, I've been a big opposition against using the marks. This symbol here on this wonderful tablet has 3 little triangle thingies. I just have one. My assumption is that I have to maybe use it more or do something to get more triangles. I don't know if the red mark and the white marker is specifically meant to work together. But
I'm having an epiphany. Sirius kind of looks towards his own. It might be onto something. It could be similar to how mine has somehow evolved or increased. It's hard to understand from how we use our marks. The ones that we've commonly used is, for one, newly so mined and mostly Zales. We have not really any particular knowledge upon what the square would do, or we can only to think the black star is more reactive to things. Ilva, I know you've, in the first beginnings of our journey, you've cautioned us to not engage with these marks, and rightfully so. For what we've seen, it only has caused some sort of strange reactions. But do you think this might be the time to look deeper into what they are and what they can do?
On the way here, Kafaria asked me if I am to trust anything in my life, one single thing. It was kind of like this. She wanted me to just jump off the ledge with and then to trust it completely, kind of thing. The marks for me have never been anything but problematic. Even now within our journey with compatriots attacking others and other groups coming forward and communicating, and I don't know, it always, even before being transported here, it kept taking something from me. So it's hard to want to use something that has taken what it has, but when I used the mark on in the cave on you, Siri, I that triangle fin thing appeared. So instead of a circle, it's I got a little fin there. I imagine that maybe there is 2 others I have to try and do to maybe match up the symbols. I'm not too sure what I could do to utilize it again.
When did... So, you said back with the cave, so I felt refreshed or invigorated in some form, so that was the power of the mark.
Yeah, I knew about it for a while, but it just... I don't know. It just seemed more like a life or death thing, and just kind of had to leap, I suppose. I'm not too sure if there's a consequence to it or not yet, but yeah, I had used it on you.
I thank you for that. It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem to really cause any sort of harm.
I mean, maybe, but depending on the theory, really depends if stupid dragon. I'm willing to try an idea if you guys have any ideas.
I have an idea. What if you don't need to evolve this mark anymore, but you just need to find 2 others with the same mark? 2 other fins. Eh?
Judging from the assumption of what we know, that would mean potentially the other groups. But
Probably.
it seems like I have to get them here to utilize it. I'm not too sure.
We do have a group to the south of us in the ruins. We are halfway there. Of course, they pass our conversation first.
Yes, but a meeting with the group that Fabio is currently with is still in order.
Any other ideas? It reacted to me touching Sirius. I don't know if touching him will do another thing or not.
Have you tried touching the wall with your mark?
No, just just putting the mark over the words. I could touch it, I suppose.
Well, maybe you can find a little slot area thing. Maybe to like put your hand in.
Is there is there like a slot at all, or?
There's no socket for like a hand or anything like that. It seems to be just that mark on the base of the tower that seems to resemble a little bit of your mark. But no hand slot or anything like that.
I guess I'll just touch anywhere. Does it resonate?
Touch anywhere where specifically? Like just
on the tablet.
Gotcha. Anywhere on the tablet, you begin to press and press and press, looking left and right. As you begin to do so, it's kind of like a warmer, colder sort of thing. The further away you get from the mark, the less of the sort of humming or flashlight-ish or brighter the mark gets. It begins to dim. The closer to the mark on the base of this obelisk, the more it begins to sort of hum, the more it begins to shine brightly.
It shines.
Oh boy.
If we can maybe understand its inscription, then maybe that will help guide us. was able to write down the best I can from the top there, and I'll look up and see if anyone else can read this. This is not a language known by me. Now
It would just be
pass
shapes.
off.
From what you,
What is
this is beforehand on what Ilva was revealing.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll, I don't know, make it easier to read in one shot, and I'll pass it off to Ilva, and I'll copy what you're doing up there, and may prove nothing, but I was able to find some hidden language before, and I'll fly back up to the top and just start indiscriminately waving my mark around the shapes.
Wait, what?
Nothing seems to happen or react.
All right. Doesn't work for me. I guess it's all on you, Ilva.
I'll just look at Krillin and just like shake my arm around everywhere.
Same sort of thing. The further away you get from the base mark, the less it begins to shine. The closer you get towards the mark, the more it begins to shine and hum and react. Not necessarily positively, but the more it begins to react.
Gotcha.
I assume you're not necessarily placing it there, but you're kind of like placing around it.
My mark or whatever?
Yeah, the mark on the other mark on your mark on the palm of your hand. I'm assuming you're not touching that with the likes of the marking on the obelisk.
That's kind of what I think Max was alluding to, so I was doing that.
Gotcha. If you place the mark upon the palm of your hand, you begin to immediately, as you place it on the obelisk, you'll see as the entire obelisk begins to slowly shift and change. You'll see as the text begins to slowly almost reveal itself to each and every single one of you for a brief moment in time. It shines white and it shines brightly before you look over and you see as multiple bits of text become clear. You see as the images, the shapes, the almost, not necessarily prophecies, but more so the pictures begin to also have, how you say, not necessarily text, but they begin to become even more clear than before. And with this is what you see. Now, I'm going to explain this a little bit more out of game. As you look over, the mark begins to activate and the tower is now fully activated. As Ilva, you have marked, or you have activated, the Tower of the Kefaria. See, this is a device, or this is a structure that is containing said things known as soul shards. The reason I'm explaining this out of game because this will make a lot more sense for you guys than rather for me to explain it in game. So, looking over towards these things, you notice as there are multiple sort of quests and more. You'll see as each quest that any of the groups do, whether it be the Ascent, whether it be Secrets, whether it be the Voting Knights or Seven Souls, you notice as they are adding to this pool of soul shards, whether it be buildings, whether it be completing adventures. They all provide soul shards. And it will be known, and you also see as how many each adventure, each sort of building that you build and all that stuff is worth shard-wise. The amount of shards is pretty much determined by quest length and difficulty. I will also explain out of game. These quest lists, I'm gonna call it for a lack of a better term. This is not one that is stagnant. It does not stay the way it is. Essentially, it will change and add on to things based off of what you as players and characters kind of want to do throughout the likes of Soulbound. So, you may think as things get completed, other tasks get added onto it. Now, onto this sort of thing, there are 5 intervals that are completed upon gaining 111 shard or soul shards. What happens when you get 111 shards? Well, you'll have to find out. But upon filling up this gauge that I mentioned before with the sort of shining bright light that was already previously filled up, the corruption advance. The Eclipse's destructions, or the Eclipse's destructive arrival, Ragnarok, or the Elysian Cataclysm, the end of Vodin begins to near. However, with more and more of these soul shards filling up the gauge, upon filling it up completely, I explain out of game, the end of Vodin would be delayed for a time. It will be prevented, allowing for more time for the soulbound to prepare.
Hey, Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this how does the red triangle work with like scenery and stuff?
Yep, you can see it. You can point it over towards the thingy.
Can I do that right now?
Yeah, sure.
Take a snapshot. Take a snapshot.
I'm basically taking fucking Snapchat fucking pictures and sending it to all of Soulbound, basically.
Make those stories and save them.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, the thing is, you make a Snapchat sort of thing, so it's like a one-time event. So if you didn't really pay attention, oh man, sorry. But no.
Oops.
So.
Yeah.
Let me explain a couple of these things. I'm going to post the ones that are relevant to you guys for Secrets in the Sands. And then I'm going to post everybody's in their respective chats so far. But
sure.
The Ascent, and also, as someone jokingly said in the likes of the chat, there is a quote-unquote, it does track which group does what amount and all that sort of stuff.
Is everyone at 0 right now?
You guys, it's a collective pool. It's a collective pool. But if you want to know group-wise who's contributed what so far, it would be... Yes. The Descent has contributed 7 points. 7 out of the 10 Shard Souls. The 7 Souls have contributed the other 3. As this is just gotten started. But more and more being added at this point in time. Now, let us see exactly what you guys have. Now, I've added a bunch of your general quests, not all of them, and more will obviously become relevant or prevalent into the likes of this sort of, throughout the campaign and more. But here is what you guys see. Bam, bam, bam. All right. I will read it. Well, nah. I mean, if you guys are super adamant on figuring out what it is, the people in Soulbound, you guys can check it out in the Secrets in the Sands chat. But looking over towards it, it has things such as simple quests such as building a theater, building a mana generator, traveling to the waterfall, finding Kairos through the blue mark due to the Sirius, traveling to the city of Ketu or the remains of it, confronting the council, finding all these sort of things. You notice as they're all kind of listed. Now they're listed not necessarily in writing in game on the obelisk. They're all more of I don't want to say prophecies, but just again pictures that are drawings on the likes of the stone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, as you guys continue again, basically completing differing tasks and more, you guys will gain more soul shards, and you guys can use this as a little bit of direction on where to what to kind of do, where to go, what to kind of focus on, and more, or what things will help when it comes to getting the likes of more and more shards. And you don't necessarily have to feel super pressed about it, because if you guys are sort of doing other stuff and other means that for whatever reason don't give soul shards, and 9 times out of 10 they always will, then you don't have too much to fear, as other groups are also contributing to this effort and also helping out. You guys can use any means of communication to maybe even strategize on what things to kind of focus on as a group, like as a party, as the Kindred Spirits, or even the other groups in conversing with the Knights or the 7 Souls, etc. And also, the last sort of thing is, none of these are mandatory. You don't have to do any of these things. They will, as things happen naturally throughout the game, some of these will disappear, some or more will reappear. and all of that sort of stuff. So for example, if you guys say, hey, yo, fuck the tournament, we ain't going, then it disappears. Simple as that. And it gets replaced with something else. That's more relevant to what you guys are doing. So yeah, like, I don't know, you guys say, hey, we're going on a pirate adventure, then it just changes to, hey, go do a pirate adventure, blah, 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 blah.
Go to a pirate adventure.
But yeah. Any questions about this? Oh yeah.
That was quick.
You're getting
quick.
faster, Max. Yeah.
I didn't even see it on my screen before a split second I heard death. I was like, wait, what? Oh.
I was just about to click it.
Oh, man.
Sensei, while you were explaining this, Zale's using his red triangle to basically get pictures of like everything about this, you know, share it around.
Selfie.
No
I mean,
selfie.
to be fair, you don't even need to do, well, you don't even need to do that. It helps out with that, but you can also just like send a message saying like, hey, this, or actually, no, you can't fucking, well, none of you can really draw except for maybe Krelin and Ova, kinda.
This is basically the
I can
second
draw
bit.
good.
Yeah.
I make a map.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, we got some artists in this group. All right, we're good.
I'm a writer. I'm not a.
I'm alright.
I see. My
Pictures ain't
apologies.
coming out.
My apologies.
But yeah, he's just trying to get, you know, just the tower and like all the writing on the wall. Basically everything you said in that message, basically.
Oh, hang on, cat's talking shit. So how much is secrets put in?
Yeah, how much did Secrets put in?
Technically 0 so far, but you're gonna have the most once these buildings are done. Technically 0, but it's once these buildings are done, then you're gonna have the most easily.
Oh, isn't that
I'm sorry, Kat, we love
crazy,
you.
Pat?
But,
Interesting.
So basically, so also I should say, so we're about to sort of come back in the session in a bit, but basically, whenever you guys are doing your little to-do list, you can easily use these things. Hold on, the Discord bot is.
Yeah, Barbot's dying. Kill the pancake.
hold
Kill the
on.
pancake.
Fire.
It's like, I've been running for so long.
This is why we don't trust soggy pancakes.
Whoa.
Alright, shut the fuck up, Barbot. Alright, we love you. Come back.
We love you.
Alright, there we go. So, as I sort of said, whenever you guys are doing your little, hey, to-do lists or all that stuff for next session, all that, you can kind of use these, you know, tasks to kind of base around, like, hey, if you need a little bit of direction, here's what you can kind of maybe look to focus on. Or you can choose to add some stuff that you haven't, that's not necessarily on the list, and depending on what it may be, and whether it's an actual quest or adventure or whatever it is, then I will add it to the likes of your little goals and all that. Now I'm going to make another separate chat for all of this and all of these sort of thingies in Soulbound. But besides that, is there any other questions that you may possibly have about this sort of thing?
I think I'm good.
Oh, questions out of game?
Yeah, kind of out of game, yeah.
Oh,
Then
no,
nothing
I
out of
am
game.
not. Yeah.
Like,
All right.
I guess a quick question is: all of the text has been translated once Nova activated? Like, we can read everything now.
Yes.
So
Yay, I love reading. Reading comprehension's the best.
All right. So, with that, Kindred Spirits, as you begin to look over towards the likes of this obelisk, and you see the likes of these, or these several dozen tasks and more, of all these differing groups, as well as yourselves, you zoom out of the likes of the Forbidden Expanse for a time. We zoom out the likes of Voden. As you look over and you see, in this strange space-like void, you notice as an astral light begins to slowly loom closer and closer towards the lands. And as it begins to do so, it consumes everything and all in its path. But will it consume you? We'll have to find out next time in the likes of Soulbound, Secrets in the Sands. And with that, that is where we will end today's session, but Kindred Spirits, stay around because I have something to tell you guys specifically off stream, but we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Sensei, before you go.
Mm-hmm.
That I basically that was my red
triangle message for like the session, basically sending all of that. What do you mean what?
I never got to say any words.
Well, I didn't read the messages. I just sent out a message. I didn't have to read it.
You just send
Oh
out
my
pictures.
It's fine.
Bro,
We can-
you just
we
posted on Instagram feed.
The Eclipse is looking over just
how many
like.
words can you get in a message? Because I understand that pictures are at least 1,000 words. So how many
Oh my
messages
God.
will you need to cast?
I will be back. I will be back. Don't worry. Hold on. Alrighty. So we're gonna break down stream. Thank you guys again for everyone who's able to watch. I appreciate each and every one of you. Special shout out to the 40 freaking viewers that we have in chat. Special shout out to all the Soulbound players as well who are representing the Auroraverse. You guys are freaking fantastic. Besides that, make sure to follow the stream if you guys are new. Make sure to go like the video over on YouTube if you haven't done so already. And also be sure to join the likes of the Discord. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is SenseiSuplex. I'm a professional dungeon master who runs a giant living persistent universe where me and a bunch of dungeon masters. All of our games can affect each other in big or small ways. You guys also can affect the likes of the games and the sessions in a multitude of ways by giving out inspiration points, giving out health potions, helping with world building, and a tons of other things. Also, we give out a couple of little tips on how to become a professional dungeon master, or how to go about that process of improving or increasing the likes of, not increasing, but improving the likes of your D&D enjoyment at your own specific game table. So if that sounds interesting to you in the least bit, be sure to drop a follow, be sure to like the video, as we'd love to see you. Alright everybody, we're going to figure out who we're going to raid into. We're going to be having the next stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I think we're going to also raid, or we're going to also stream again in the morning. We're going to do a Dungeon Master Hangout. So be sure to check into that. That's going to be pretty cool. I think that Heroes and Hooligans, they are live. Let me see. Heroes and Hooligans. Hoolie? Let me see if I can find their. Let's see if I can find their Twitch thingy. I might need to find them manually on Twitch. So, in the meanwhile, how's it going, chat? I hope you guys are doing good. If you guys have any questions for me while I'm looking this thing up, be sure to just throw it down below in the likes of chat, as it is very much helpful. Where would they be? Are they live? Hopefully they're actually live. Because that would suck and be very unfortunate if they're not. If they're not, then we're going to have to just raid into somebody else. But I'm looking. Don't forget to Zale, they got in spell from Quora. Yeah, he saw it. He saw it. Damn, I do not see them online at all. If that's the case, that is their fault and their problem. Looking over. Alright, I don't see it. Alright, I'm raiding to somebody else. I'm tired of waiting. Alright, we're going to raid into Joe Fudge is live. Robear's live. What are you devs? We got any friends online? Nah. Not really. Let's raid into this individual. They seem kinda cool. Yeah. Yeah, let's raid into... Wait, we raided into Dungeon Select already. Alright, fuck it, we're raiding into this guy. Alright, Mr. Pounce TV, you are getting this big ol' raid. Actually, no. We're gonna raid into the Legends of Alos. Yeah, they seem cool. We're gonna raid into them. Alright, I've made my mind up. I will see you guys at the end. We're going to play the likes of the starting cinematic, and I will see you guys, hopefully, for the likes of this little awesome D&D hangout tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye, guys.